Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are young and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing.
Darryl White, quickly around the panel, your selections and a final margin.
Well, I'm going for Brisbane by 27 points. Just very interestingly, they've got a group of 6 players who look like the defenders, and Luke Power is one of those. He hasn't played many games in defence. I think he's going to start there today, Terry.
Yeah, very similar. Brisbane by 29, but I think it'll be close for a long time.
Well, that's the same margin here, 30 for mine, Brisbane the win.
Luke Power is picking up Neon Leon, which is the first surprise move for the afternoon.
92,000 in at the moment. Bondi, your selection and margin.
34 points, Brisbane. Burns on Boss.
Time for the world's #1 caller of this great game to get underway. Another grand final. Rex Hunt.
Thank you very much, Clinton. And umpire James put it down and right over the top. Paul Keating knocked it forward for Brisbane. Running onto it, Burns, but Pike went through. Ran to 50, got a kick inside 50. Here comes Lynch. Clean bowled. Ackermanis is going to kick a goal as he fell over. He tried to get it going. Headland went into him. The ball now close to the boundary line and it went over. It's a great start in the 2002 grand final with Brisbane going forward as quick as Jack Swift. It's out of play, left forward pocket, scoreboard in.
Darryl White started up forward and he's been picked up by James Clement. Should have gone off the ground there, Acker.
Boy, the Magpies dodged a bullet there, but Brisbane still in attack from the throw-in. Lynch trapped up on the boundary line. Handballs it over. We'll have another boundary throw-in.
Just not sure whether Johnson will have the speed to go with Ackermanis down forward. They've matched up on each other.
Leppich is picking up Fraser, centre-half forward position.
Steinford running with Headland.
Collingwood numbers back there. Throw in, Lions deep in attack. McKee wins it down. Burns tackled by Black. Wide of Brisbane has it. Handball Keating. He's brought down. Ball squirts out the side. Soccer off the ground by Clement. Won't reach the line. Voss gets there. Fumbles the slippery ball. About to be caught. Slaps it back to Hart. He's caught by Clement. Collingwood a chance. They've got numbers. Going to ground. Buckley illegally tripped by Black. Buckley the free kick in the back pocket.
So Eddie's love child on the left half back flank comes down the wing and all towards he's a team player in Tarrant. He couldn't control the ball. Chris Scott right on his hammer. The ball out of play, left half back flank, 70 metres around for the Brisbane goal members' side.
Just repeating those matchups up forward. A. Rocker with Mel Michael. Leppich has got Fraser and Chris Scott has got Tarrant.
McKee and Paul Keating. Keating gets to the front, spinning back into play. Keating, a fingernail to it. Ackermanis right in front down there of Johnson. The ball went over on the full. Voss has given the free against.
Voss's boot, Rex, yep.
And it's going to be Lacuria to go bang with a medium-sized kick down onto the wing towards Dipper. And the ball comes out. Rocker went up higher than Joe Cocker. Off the boot of Malcolm Michael. Stacks on the mill. Neon Leon's there. Black comes through. His hand pass no good. O'Brien kicks it forward for Collingwood. It's marked down there by Tarrant. Tarrant's got a short kick and it's a Schoenhausen kick. Nick Davis hand passes to Tarrant. Tarrant runs forward and has a shot for goal. But here comes the orange Robbie Leppich. He fell over. Johnson's there. Boom, crash opera. Johnson hand passes to Ashcroft. It's tough, rugged. This is what grand finals are all about.
Well, Chris Johnson just led with his head. He wasn't worried about the outcome. He went straight through to the keeper. How he got through, nobody knows. He could have been put into hospital. Tarrant had the chance, but he missed him.
Collingwood deep in attack. Boundary throw in. Fraser takes it. Kicks goal. No, he's missed it to the near side. Sorry, folks. Just missed. Fraser had some time. Magpies get the opening score 3 minutes in. They are behind. Brisbane yet to score. Divine home scoreboard.
So blow the siren, a bloke said down in front. Pretty good idea. Gerard Daffy would be happy about it. And here it is now, Johnson at the punt road end of the stadium. A long ball. Won't you'll go just outside 50. Here's Pike. He tried to keep it in. He ran through. He was tackled. That's holding the ball. Great by Batheris. And Batheris is going to get the free kick on the right half forward flank of the punt road in. Rocker screaming for it, but here's a go there. Freeborn marks it. He runs the 55. He runs the 50. He unloads a long poster. Every moment Collingwood will be gaining stature and confidence. This is good for the Magpies.
Yeah, they've started very well. I like some of their matchups. Chris Scott on Tarrant, it's a big ask for Chris Scott to come and play a key position role. Also Fraser trying to take Lepage back to the goal square as often as possible.
Sean Hard running with Nathan Buckley.
Magpies zoning up from the kick in. Chris Johnson's kick very wide, helped over the line by Batheris. Throw in 60 around for the Magpie goal.
A couple of other matchups. Steinford is running with Headland. Darryl White, as we said, picked up by Clement. Prestigiacomo on Lynch. And Shane Wakelin on Jonathan Brown.
Rocker and Keating contest. Keating from behind wins it down. Collingwood. Burns unable to control it. Steinford dumped by Headland. Scrambles 60 out from Collingwood's goal. And umpire McBurney comes in for a bounce.
Magpies trying to play 3 or 4 players inside 50, so at least they get a contest and the Brisbane players can't zone off them.
At the other end, Alistair Lynch trotting around to try and keep warm. 10 degrees here. Free kick Brisbane. Some holding on Steinford against Des Headland. Headland will take it on half-back for the Lions.
Just a correction there, Clinton. It's Wakelin on Lynch and Presti's got Brown.
Headland goes short for Clark Keating, who's been dropped often this season but is in for the game that matters, and he marks on the outer wing. Now no one on the mark, so Keating plays on. High ball towards half forward, pack form, Brown flies, White knocks it down, Black goes to ground. The Brownlow medalist tied up by Scott Burns will have a bounce, 45 out from the Brisbane goal.
Well, there's no doubt you'll see the Brownlow medalist doing a lot of that. Black, he's a very courageous player, put his head down, first in for the ball, was a little bit unlucky not to get it too high free.
McBurney, the umpire, throws it up, light rain falling, Pike went over the top of the ball and he hand passed it to Boss. Boss has kicked a spiral behind. First score for Brisbane on the Divine Home scoreboard is Minor. They're a point. Collingwood are 2 points. We have travelled nearly 5.5 in first term, 2002 grand final. Collingwood leading 2 points to a point Brisbane.
Martin Pike just getting under the guard around the packs at the moment.
Ryan Loney chips to himself, gains some metres, pops it up for McKee over Brown, gives away a free, got into his back. No question about that. Brown will take the free, attacking side of the members' wing. And then he crashes into Buckley, who is trying to follow Michael Voss. Brown, being directed by his skipper, decides to ignore that. Goes long, top of the goal square. Darryl White, the target. Prestigiacomo charging out, marking on his chest. One of this no-name cast of backline players who have done so well for the Magpies. Handballs off to Loney. Kicks towards the wing. Tarrant can't get there. Knocked away by Chris Scott. McKee picks up. Grubbers a kick past Brown on the wing, but it's all Brisbane. Voss says to Brown, leave it for me. The skipper gathers on the wing, sends a high ball towards Ackermanis at half forward. Johnson in front of him does well, knocks it to ground, and Prestigiacomo sees it over. Boundary throw in, 45 around from the Brisbane goal.
It's very early, Terry, but Brisbane, with the exception of Voss, have just not handled the ball as well and as sure as they have done. Obviously, early game nerves, but I reckon Collingwood settled just the better.
Right half forward for Brisbane. Keating's a fingernail. This is Johnson. Tackled by Ackermanis. White on hands and knees. Black came through for Brisbane. Buckley pulled off the football. White hand passed it off. He got it off lap and tapped it under Pike. But Ackermanis is going to kick a poster. So it's even Stevens, each of two. 2 behinds, 2 points. A behind the stick job and a stick job.
Well, yeah, 1 each, and that's the way we like it. It's very interesting that Brad Scott's gone to Licuria. They've obviously targeted him as a player. Voss and Buckley is a fantastic matchup for the day.
I noticed a lot of players still wearing moulded soles out here today.
It's unbelievable.
Oh, Loney's kicking. Is that 15 to O'Brien? It is deemed as such. Boy, Lynch and White were looming. It didn't look 15. But nonetheless, it's paid. A let-off for the Pies. O'Brien goes wide to a one-on-one, and Ashcroft comfortably knocks it away from Freeborn for a throw-in, 60 around for the Brisbane goal.
Now, I know it might be for player comfort, but a day like today, you've got to wear your screw-ins. And I've noticed 6 or 7 players for both sides have got their mouldeds on.
And that rain getting heavier, Dip.
Yeah, it's just becoming a little bit heavy now at the moment. But anyway, great start to this game.
From the boundary throw-in, McKee read it well. Takes it from behind Keating. Kicks to the outer wing. Ball skids past both Michael and Rocker. Doubling back Ashcroft to Brisbane slips over, about to be caught, lays a hand pass off to space, filling it Chris Scott, good pickup, hand pass off to Power, handball to Black on the wing. Here's Brisbane running now, Black to half forward, Headland brought down by Steinfort, was it illegally? No, near the boundary line, taken over by Brown, throwing 50 around from the Brisbane goal, Great Southern Stand side.
And rain pouring over the top of the MCG, but just in between the Great Southern Stand and the scoreboard, blue sky is around about the Werribee area, so it will be intermittent, but heavy rain falling at the MCG. McKee right over the top, Macamanis, Prestigiacomo fell down, but it went out, Burns couldn't get it, Stacks on the mill, Ackermanis there again, dragged it in, umpire McBurney, he'll throw it in the air, left half forward, 50 for Brisbane and Collingwood are at 2 points each.
Scott Burns just going to have to be a bit careful, he's scragging Black at the contest, I reckon the umpires will be checking it.
White went up very, very high, Pike came through, he's been very prominent, kicked off the ground by little boy Hart, and the ball's out of play, 42 metres around on the left half forward flank, and the chant goes up. It certainly is an electrifying atmosphere here, not being cooled or dampened by the precipitation. The ball now spinning back into play, it clean bowled everyone, Keating was over the top, little boy Hart dives on the ball. It's a slog, it's a tough slog, not a classic grand final, but it's an arm wrestle at the moment.
Jared, just in a low scoring game, Ackermanis is getting too much space down forward. If he kicks 3 or 4 goals, it's going to be the difference between the two sides.
Ball tossed in the air, 45 out from Brisbane's goal. Keating wins it down, Brown charging through, goes without it, taken by Loney, hurries a kick to the centre square, it bounces past Buckley, Voss is there, hurries a kick forward, Hart cleverly, taps it on out in front of Pike, the bounce eludes he, and Batheris is being held by Pike, and will take a free. Plays on, hand pass off to Paul Mercuria, Collingwood's best last year, kicks to the attacking side of the wing, where Rocker is pushed in the back by Michael, and will get a free on the attacking side of the members' wing.
Voss following Buckley everywhere he goes.
Rocker now has a lead from Fraser, goes to him, Fraser leading out near the boundary line, Lepich with desperation dives in front, will have a throw in 50 around from the Magpie goal.
We've got a chance just to have a look. Headland with Steinfort once again. Loney and Lappin is an interesting one. Lappin is going to have to just check his defensive skills because Loney can get away.
Fraser and Keating wrestle, Keating wins it down, Pike basketball style dribbles it on, pressured by Buckley, kicks it out on the full. Collingwood a chance to pierce the attacking 50 here, Freeborn 60 out, no one on the mark, so he plays on, could go all the way, 55 out, Freeborn kicks long and misses badly to the near side. The only man with grand final experience for Collingwood kicks it out on the full. Free kick Brisbane, scores level, 2 behinds apiece, 11 minutes first term.
So over the top the ball came out to Ashcroft from Power, and Ashcroft is marked on the left back pocket, punt road into the stadium. Rain just tumbling down here at the MCG, great drenching rain. A ball punched away by McKee, Loney overran the ball, this is the Brownlow medalist Black. He was tackled by Burns, it went through, Sarah Loney went through, Loney couldn't get it going, and the ball's out of play, left half forward flank, punt road in for the Collingwood side.
Martin Pike's made a couple of blues, but he just looks dangerous. He's man-to-man against Freeborn. It's going to be very much a side that makes the least mistakes. There's a lot of them at the moment.
A lot of nervous energy being expended out there. Keating over the back, but Anthony got it out there to Clement. Now this is McKee over the top. Black trying to get it across there. Oh, Chris Scott got a little kick, but it was picked up by Clement. Gave it across to Buckley. Buckley's had a long fling, but it's out of play. And on the full, and the result free kick will be taken in the right back pocket by Christopher Scott.
I reckon the matchup Voss on Buckley is working for Collingwood. Voss is always going to get his 22. Buckley can be closed down on it. He looks as if he's going to be set free.
Chris Scott kicks near the boundary line, might go out on the full, no, lands about 20 centimetres inside the line and over for a boundary throw in, half back for the Lions.
I agree. What you do is you take Voss's toughness around the packs for Buckley's ability to use the ball in these conditions.
So a boundary throw in, Rocker and Keating will contest 60 metres from Collingwood's goal. Their psyche certainly helped by Brisbane not going on that opening passage. Now Rocker's given away a free from the boundary throw in, getting into Keating's back. And there was no doubt about that. Bondi, how do the free kick count stand up?
4 to Collingwood, 3 to Brisbane. Inside 50s, 5 to 4 in favour of Brisbane. We've had 12 boundary throw-ins and 5 ball-ups. That's been the story of the game.
So that will help lengthen out the quarters, despite the fact no goals have been kicked to this point. Keating now, as Rocker hedges on the mark between Keating and Power. He drifts back, so Keating gains a few metres. Spears a pass to Brown. In front, Burns knocks it down. Loney picks it up on the members' wing. Goes short, good kick. Nick Davis dives and marks. attacking side of the members' wing. Promising build up here. Davis plays on. Wobbly old kick to half forward. Straight onto the chest of Ashcroft of Brisbane. He marks. Handballs to Black. Handball to Lappin. Brisbane away.
Bang with a long kick right half forward. Brown in front of Presti. White over the top. Takes a great mark. Sensational contender for the Budget Eyewear mark of the day. This is White. He's kicked a Scheisenhausen kick off the side of his boot. Nearly decapitated a bloke with a nick-on lens, but it's out of play. And Shane Wakeland will now be given it across to... no, it's going to be O'Brien. O'Brien now will kick it back to the edge of the square. Get it to Nick Davis. This is a very, very bright pit patch of sky coming in, well, who knows, but it's on its way. The ball now with Nick Davis. He ran off. He's in trouble. He got a little kick there. Tarrant will run on in front of Keating. Hart got him. Hart could turn this over. He broke the tackle. He got it up to White. White tapped it on, but it picked up by Clement. Clement got it up to O'Brien. O'Brien hand passed to Johnson. He got it across to Nick Davis. Nick Davis onto the wing, and here comes a race, but it went out of play before Mel Michael and Anthony Rocker could do anything. Right at centre wing, and my goodness me, there's some pressure in this game today.
Boy, the Magpie defence soaked up an awful lot of pressure there. Some of it self-inflicted. Boundary throw in on the wing. Rocker in front this time, wins it down, now gathers it himself, loses it, gets it back, hurries a kick back over the line. The Maggies have gained 10 metres. We'll have another throw in.
And Matt McDonald about to come on for the Brisbane Lions, so that'll be the first move of the day.
Burns just went to the goal square. It was interesting that Black went with him. They've just come back up the ground, but they'll try that regularly, Collingwood.
You would assume McDonald would relieve Keating, who wins it down here in front of Headland. Good pick up, Des. Kicks to Ackermanis at half forward. Can he slip past Johnson? No. He goes to ground. Johnson keeps his feet. Got a great shepherd from McKee. Sends a high kick to the point of the square, half back. Buckley over Black, can't take it. Off the ground, Buckley clever to midfield. Freeborn, Deftwood will knock on to Burns. Pike brings him down. Lucuria, the handball to Freeborn. Gets it on the wing. Collingwood away. Freeborn a bounce. That was risky. Left foot kick up to the 50. Batheris the target. Lepich the fist away. Nick Davis has got it, about to be caught. Gets the hand pass away. O'Brien kicks to full forward. No one there for Collingwood. Chris Scott drops the mark. Handball back to the defensive goal square for Power. He goes short and wide for Hart. And Brisbane have the outer side to work with.
Well, they certainly do in teaming rain. It went onto the wing position, and here's Brown in front of Presti. Giacomo thumped it away. Now the other Scott over the top. He can't get it. Lappin. This is Hart. Hart got a little kick, and Voss, brilliant play to Lappin. Nigel Lappin run onto the emblem. Sold the dummy beautifully. Clean bowled Lepich, but he picked it up. Bo McDonald said, kick it. He said, I will. It went down. Clean bowled everyone. Headland, the cape was there, but now this is McKee. His kick was Scheisenhausen. Picked up over there. Ackermanis. He got it up to Lynch. Lynch is going to line it up, and he's going to kick it behind. Brisbane in front. Divine home scoreboard. Brisbane 3 behind 3 points. Collingwood 2 behind 2 points. Look at that blue sky. It's forcing the gap there. It's on its way.
It's on its way.
It's on its way, mister.
Brisbane just trying to play dry weather footy, Terry. I reckon Lee Mass at quarter time will say, stop mucking around with it, just get the ball into the forward line.
Clement to Freeborn, who marks from the kick in. Freeborn to Tarrant on the wing in front, gets pushed in the back. Will get a free kick going against Mal Michael.
He's working hard, Tarrant. He's making a lot of effort to cover some ground.
Nearly 17 minutes, no goals. You can forget any idea of this one being a shootout. Tarrant, high ball to half forward. Fraser behind Lepich. Buckley roves, finds an opening. Left foot kick short. Leon Davis or Batheris. Batheris marks, and the first goal of the game could be coming up. He's marked 35 out. Will kick from 40, as good as directly in front. But as we have said before, there is a very strong breeze. There is teeming rain. It will not be an easy kick for Rupert Batheris.
And it's not going to be an easy win either for Brisbane. Forget any thoughts of a blowout. It may happen in the last 10 minutes, but this is going to be so competitive because Collingwood are playing the better brand of footy. Much more efficient, working hard to the base of the packs.
Rupert Batheris from 40 kicks. Will wait. He's missed it as well. It's 3 behinds apiece. Both clubs have had chances. Both of them are frittering them away. Divine home scoreboard, 3 behinds apiece. 18 minutes, first quarter of the 2002 Grand Final.
And thank you very much, young man. Great to have you on board. And the fact is, this is Johnson. The fact is, it's all tied up, Miss, nice and tight. 3 points each of 2, and a long kick out there by Johnson. Found Ashcroft, and Ashcroft has marked it 40 metres out from their defence goal. Now Brisbane go onto the centre wing. Beau McDonald from behind. A big thump over the top by Rupert Matheras. Kicked off the ground there by Scott. Play on set the umpire.
He's hurt. What's his hurt?
Came, Boss is down, and he's really hurt. The ball now to half forward. Tarrant is up, but running onto it will be Burns. Here comes Beau McDonald. He cleaned up Burns. Now Matheras went into it, and the ball's out of play. Boss is in all sorts of trouble. He seemed to be recovering now.
I think he was hitting the midriff, Rex.
Was he? No worries.
He had a go, didn't he?
Right in the orchestra.
Yeah, he's midriff is his breeding territory.
Boundary throw in half forward Collingwood. Brisbane with numbers, but Lappin brought down. Burns, terrific tackle. No prior opportunity, so it's play on. There's a scramble. Will have a bounce 70 out, and another Brisbane player. McDonald's gone down. Now, is that his shoulder? He was hit late last week, has only just come on the ground, and he is writhing in agony with a trainer as Des Headland upends a Magpie and gives away a free to Scotty Burns.
McDonald's gone. He's gone, McDonald.
Well, was it a risk to play him? Burns will send Collingwood deep to full forward. Fraser the target. He goes up. Off hands. Boundary throw in right forward pocket. McDonald is coming off with that shoulder, which he did late last week.
Yeah, well, I mean, he went into the game, and it's always a risk to take a player into the game, especially with shoulders. I mean, he's just going to be tested out, Collingwood. We're always going to give him a hard time.
And they're pushing Jonathan Brown down there automatically.
So it's Leppich against Fraser. Ball over their heads from the throw-in. Leon Davis looming. Tackles Brown. Goes to ground. Is he getting it out? Umpire said he was making enough effort. We'll have a bounce 30 out from Collingwood goal. Dipper McDonald is gone.
He's absolutely gone down here. Clark Keating now replaces him. As I said, Jonathan Brown now doing the work in the Collingwood 4 line.
Ball tossed in the air. Michael knocks it down. Off hands Pike. He's big tackled as well. Oh boy, it's hot out there. We'll have a bounce 45 out from the Collingwood goal. Still level. 3 behinds apiece. We've now entered time on.
He's obviously come into the game with a shoulder that can sublux, and that's what would have happened. He'd have dead arm. He may not be off entirely for the whole match.
Holding the ball against Black, as surely was holding the ball, umpire. He held the ball out on his palm and was pulled away from it. The crowd don't like it. Surely this is what Australian football is all about. This crowd is on the edge of their seats. They're ball and boo and all that sort of stuff. This is what it's all about. The ball came out to Rocker. Rocker got it across nearly to Neon Leon, and the ball went over the boundary line and out of bounds. Left half forward playing for Collingwood, who are making a real statement here today, Plough.
Jared, there are some great signs for your side. I think they're playing the better football at the moment. They're certainly tackling harder.
So the underdogs on top here at the MCG. Anthony Rocker grabbed it. He tried to do it all himself. Clean ball was Lacuria, but the hand pass came out to Josh Fraser. He kicked it long. The orange roughie is there, but here's Burns. Burns tries to get it, but it went behind the stick. And Divine home scoreboard. Collingwood up 4 behinds, 4 points. Lions are 3 behind, 3 points. It is an arm wrestle of great proportions here today, the grand final.
Pat McDonald straight up the race. They'll try and put his left shoulder back in, but they couldn't do that because it's completely taped up. So they're just taking him straight into the rooms.
And we've got a blood rule with Scott Burns coming off the ground. Gives us a chance to check in with Tony Shaw. Tony, how have you seen the opening 20 minutes?
Just things that are working. Luke Powell's had the better of Leon Davis, and that was a different starting point for him in this game. Brad Scott, I think, has had the better of Paul Lacuria. Michael Voss head-to-head with Buckley. Buckley's been dangerous. I think I'd move Buckley forward to really work on Michael Voss. And who will go in the ruck with Clark Keating when he goes off the ball? Maybe Darryl White will have a run on ball.
Collingwood Premiership skipper Tony Shaw with us. Chris Johnson brings it back into play. Long ball to Pike and Batheras. Pike used his body well. Edged out Batheras, takes the mark. Half back out his side. 22 minutes opening term. Collingwood lead by the FA Cup scoreline of 4-3. Pike now plays on. Kicks to the attacking side of the outer wing. Brown the target. Prestigiacomo the fist. Buckley the knock on. Wide of Brisbane is brought down. Big tackle there. Mercuria applies another one. Will have a bounce. Brisbane's attacking side outer wing.
I think we've got a real problem in the Brisbane lineup now. If McDonald can't come back on, Jared, I just can't see Keating going 4 quarters in the ruck.
It's amazing that Brisbane are slipping more than Collingwood. They're keeping their feet. Here's a free kick going Brisbane's way. It may be a blessing in disguise, though, because I reckon the bulk and strength of Clark Keating is a major plus for them. But they're going to kick the ball off and start playing wet weather footy.
The free to Keating against McKee, kicks Brisbane inside 50, knocked away well by O'Brien, who holds off hard, enables Johnson to gather for Collingwood. Hand pass to Clement on half-back. High kick to the wing. 3 Magpies loose. Betheris takes the mark and play on, but he stops and waits. Centres it to Steinford. Marks on the logo on the members' wing. Kicks Collingwood to half-forward. Terrible kick. Pike will mark uncontested for Brisbane at centre half-back, and he plays on with a handball to Lappin.
And he gets into an unattended Lynch on the centre wing on the left, attacking flank in front of the Great Southern stand. Lynch over the top has got Chris Johnson. Johnson, the former Fitzroy player. Him and Lynch were at Brunswick Street. He's got a short one in white, but a beautiful interception by Johnson. He can't get it in the back to Johnson. It's going against Boss. And Johnson now, Collingwood, screaming for the ball is Betheris. And Johnson will run around and kick a long, long ball to Fraser. Fraser's marked it. He'll now run past Presti. Prestigiacomo says kick it, and here comes a lead to Tarrant. They're handling the ball now. Beautiful Collingwood.
Josh Fraser
in the centre of the ground.
Josh.
And now it's going to go. Josh Fraser's marked it on the right half, on the left half forward at the punt road end of the stadium. Too far out the score. Play on, said the umpire. So Fraser's got to try and get it off to Betheris. Betheris now runs to 51 metres, but he hit it fat. He hit it fat. Now a big grab would be good. Scott's driven into the ground. And the umpire says yes, take a free kick. In the last line of defence for Brisbane, here comes the blue sky.
Josh Fraser's pushing up the ground to be a loose man. Lepich won't go with him, but he has been the man that they've used to bring the ball back into attack a number of times, and Lepich may just be dragged out of defence.
24 minutes opening term, 3.5 minutes of playing time remaining. Collingwood leading by a point. Scott of Brisbane brings it to Brown on half-back. Prestigiacomo, a little bit of holding, pushes him over. Ball goes past them. Lappin soccers it off the ground to the wing. Hart there. O'Brien looked more desperate, didn't he? Knocked it away, and Loney sees it over for a boundary throw-in.
A couple of changes
on the wing
coming up.
below us. Here's Dipper for Nissan.
Lockyer off the ground now, and Scotty Burns back on. Didak now on the ground, and Leon Davis off the ground.
Good matchup because Davis was being beaten by power, and Didak's got more height.
Where are the ruckmen on the throw-in? They didn't get there. White wins it down, goes forward for Brisbane. Steinford's upended in a pack, and the ball was thrown out to Keating illegally by Brisbane. Collingwood will take the free on the wing. McKee will take it. Has Burns short, Fraser leading, goes to them both. Fraser in front of Lepich. Lepich good with the fist away. Fraser doesn't go to ground. Nice pick up by the big man. Wraps a kick around his body to Licuria. Licuria marks 60 metres out. Now the important ball. Can he find a target inside 50? Several leads on. Rocker to the boundary line. Licuria goes to Rocker, and Rocker takes the mark, but he's 48 metres out. 5 in from the boundary at left half forward, but if anyone can kick it, Big Anthony can.
Yeah, bad umpire from Brett Allen. He saw the screen, he didn't pay for it. Mel Michael was knocked over. He was just following his man up, and he was screened off the ball. Sure, they'll pick it up.
Didak was the player that did the screening. Well, I didn't think there was much in it. I thought Michael took a bit of a dive.
Licuria off, Scotland on for Collingwood. Anthony Rocker, the footy, 52 metres out, beyond the boundary line. Now as he begins his approach, he crosses the white line, heads towards the red 50-metre line. Is this the first goal of the grand final? He unloads long. It's going. It's a wonderful kick. It took 26 minutes, but Anthony Rocker finally breaks the arm wrestle with the game's opening goal. A wonderful kick. Magpies on the board first with the majors. 1-4-10. Brisbane 3 behinds. Divine home scoreboard. Nearly 27 minutes gone.
And it came from a little smarty pants give from Jonathan Brown. They're just not playing the disciplined footy they played last year to win the grand final.
I think they're also going through Brown too regularly. They've got to find other options towards goals.
Thrown in the air, and Keating was blocked, but it went to Nigel Lappin. Here come Collingwood. Scott Heathland over the top. The ball in contention for a secondary bounce up, and the umpire will throw it in the air.
I think you do that intentionally now, Scott Heathland.
Did I say that? Sorry about that.
And they've dragged Mel Michael out to centre half forward now. Rocker's gone forward, and Tarrant's having a spell in the goal square.
Out of the centre now, it was Buckley went forward. Rocker spilled it on, but here comes a cape in Headland. But Batheris came round, got a hand pass. Freeborn got it on to a long kick. Power's got to go. Fraser's there. Power.
Good boy.
A budget eyewear mark of the day of great courageous proportions on left half-back flank at the Pund Road end, and he plays it on.
Going short to Lappin, takes the mark, goes short for Pike. Brisbane still inside the defensive 50-metre arc. Coming down to a minute to play in the opening quarter. Brisbane goalless so far. Pike now plays on. 10-degree afternoon in Melbourne. A wobbly kick towards Brown again. He dives again, can't take it. Opens the door, Prestigiacomo. Good Shepherd Rocker. Prestigiacomo, handball to Burns. Long ball inside 50. Brisbane should take it. Lepic in front. Decides to fist it down to Lappin. Takes it. Handballs to Pike, who's been prominent. From centre half back, he handballs to Keating. Back to the running Pike. Going through midfield. Good build-up, Brisbane. Pike goes long. Here's a go. Voss and Clement at the back. Lynch, can he get boot the ball? Brought down by Wakeland. Good pressure. And it's over for a boundary throw-in. 15 metres around from the Lions behind post.
Well, as a Collingwood coach, I reckon they'd be worried about Martin Pike. I think he's clearly their best player. He's made one or two mistakes, but he's getting his hand on the footy, Bondi.
8 possessions, 5 kicks, 3 hand passes, 3 marks to Martin Pike.
Glenn Freeborn has to tighten up on him.
Brisbane deep in attack. Keating wins it down to the goal square. Will Collingwood concede a behind? Loney does so. Behind, a goal the difference. Collingwood 1-4, Brisbane 4 behinds. Devine home scoreboard.
Mick Moldhouse has really done his homework. He's keeping his 4 or 5 offensive players almost inside 50 at all times, so at least they're getting a contest every time they go inside 50.
So the ball now came out and was marked by Shane Wakeland, and that'll just do it just nicely for quarter time, and Collingwood are going to go in with a goal advantage at quarter time. What a great start. There is no doubt about that. It is a fantastic start, and this is a blight on the game, the way this time can be just taken down, and with the siren sounding now. So at quarter time, well, it has stunned a lot of people, and the Collingwood Army are as one, rising in unison. They lead by 6 points. Collingwood are 1-4-10. Brisbane are 4 behinds, 4 points. There is 3 quarters to go. It's a long, long way to go. But at Collingwood, if you'd have said, we'll give you a 6-point start at quarter time, I reckon they would have taken it. I look across the top of the Great Southern Stand. There is intermittent blue sky, broken cloud. It won't rain for a while, but the umpire throws the football, a brand new one in the air, and Keating knocked it out almost a half forward. This is Clement. He got it, but taken by Voss. Voss broke the tackle, ran to 50. Lynch is there, punched away by Wakeland. Headland ran over the top of the ball. There'll be a ball up at centre half forward. They're wearing them like a skin, the Magpie backmen. They're putting great pressure on the Lions stars.
Steinford doing a great job on Headland. Every time he gets near the footy, he slips over, goes to ground. Once again, Voss trying to play dry with the footy. Short dab kick to Lynch, went to ground.
So umpire Matthew James put it in the air, and this is Buckley. He was tackled. He's over the top of the ball. He's only making the play. Voss came through, but he's pushed in the back. And umpire James has given the Collingwood skipper a free kick at the Punt Road end, centre half back position for Collingwood, who lead by a goal.
Will relieve some of the pressure in this opening minute. Voss standing the mark. Buckley taking his time. Going to square it up to the outer side for the ruckman McKee. Marks on his chest. Drips a short little left-foot kick to Prestigiacomo. Can't trap it on the bounce. Handball to O'Brien. Handball stolen away. Brisbane a chance. McRae brought down. Was it in the back? Yes. Free kick Brisbane. 55 metres out. McRae will take it. Too far out to goal from here. He's going to steady, drive it long. Lynch on the goal line, marks it right next to the behind post. Proverbial impossible angle. Magpies will have to man up. Otherwise, Lynch is going to run around and perhaps try a banana kick from the right forward pocket.
Yeah, Lee Matthews just gone short, and McRae's immediately had an impact. Wide off, McRae on. He's picked up a free kick, got the ball in quickly. Lynch on his own has a shot.
Banana kick coming up from 10 metres out. What's the result? It's a miss to the near side. He kicked 2-4 in the big game last year. He's kicked 2 behinds so far this afternoon. 2 minutes in, Paragon Computer System scoreboard. Collingwood 1-4-10, Brisbane 5 behinds. Terry Wallace.
Yeah, good move to have McRae on the ground. Also, it's taken Freeborn back to a back pocket, which doesn't really suit Collingwood. Loney's gone to Pike.
Loney played onto himself and kicked it outside 50. McKee punched it on it, went to centre wing. This is Buckley. Buckley now hand past to Didak. Didak now went long to the left half forward flank over the head of Fraser. Tarrant is there. Scott is there. One of the Scots, Chris. Chris has got a free kick.
On the jumper.
Tarrant was holding on according to umpire Brett Allen. Now Chris Scott, hand pass across to Luke Power. Power got it to Ashcroft who marked it. Now Ashcroft will be looking further and kicked it to Pike. Pike now will not mark. He'll take it half volley into his guts on the left boot. He put it onto his left boot. Leppich will mark. Leppich marks it right in front of Dipper, and Brisbane are building with a drive football.
Leppich kicking it on to Johnson, who marks. This is better. Slips though, was he off? Loney says he was, umpire says no. Johnson, long ball to full forward, Lynch in front, goes up, knocks it down to Black. He's pushed off it fairly, says the umpire. Burns kicks to the boundary line. It's over for a boundary throw in, 50 around from the Brisbane goal.
Well, Brisbane are just not handling the conditions at all. They're just trying to play perfect football. We saw Essendon do it on Anzac Day earlier in the year, and Brisbane are falling for the same card trick.
Boundary throw in, Lions without a goal. McKee wins it down. Lappin, Loney, ball ricochets like it's in a pinball machine. Clement sockers it off the ground to the wing. Keating gets there for Brisbane. Can't control the slippery Sharon. Now he's got it. Handball to Voss. Gets his kick away to Ackermanis, who should mark and does. 48 metres out. Left half forward. Oh, and he's kicked it out of the full. An intended short ball for Lappin. Out of bounds from last year's Brownlow medalist. Can you believe it?
Yeah, you can, because he doesn't like playing basic footy, Ackermanis, and that time he just had to go back and do the normal, neutral, regular thing, and he wanted to do a pinpoint pass on his left boot.
So uncharacteristic, the Lions today. Clement takes the free. Licuria in a wrestle with Brad Scott. Hacked out of midair by the Magpies to the outer wing. Didak and Power running onto it. Didak overruns it. Power doesn't. He's caught. O'Brien. Wonderful tackle near the boundary line. Over for a throw in. Magpies attacking side of the outer wing. 4 minutes second term. Collingwood lead the grand final by 5 points.
Well, the Collingwood runner went out to Johnson, Ackermanis' opponent, just said keep on him and keep him confused.
Keating from behind Fraser. Fraser got the knockdown. Running onto it is the Cape in Headland. Headland now put it across his body. Clean bowled Ackermanis. Knocked on by Presti, but it went down there towards Black. Black kicked it long, and a nice mark by Headland on the right half forward flank. Now Headland it is. The Cape out there on the right half forward flank. Brisbane trying to build to get their first major. His kicker's on the edge of the square. Lynch is up. Punched away. The ball came down there. Luke Power will run onto it. He knocked it across. Little boy Hart's kicked the goal! It was only a matter of time. The build-up was there. Almost dry weather football now as Brisbane go forward and lead by a point in the grand final.
Yes, Rex, well, it was a lovely kick in by Headland. He kicks the ball very, very deep. McRae's been a very important player since coming on the ground at quarter time. A lovely tap across. Just played it very smart across the Hart. Hart did the rest. He's a quality finals player, young Hart.
Yeah, he's getting a very good record, and I think the point made by Tony Shaw, and we picked it up at the same time. Des Headland, he's a dangerous player. He's got 2 or 3 important possessions, and Stuyford's going to have to just go back to recheck him.
Lions with their second 1 point lead of the game. Back in the centre, they knock it forward. Here they go. Headland to Black. Handball to Scott. Brad Scott. Long ball to full forward. Lynch and Wakeland. Wakeland in front marks. Read it well. Oh, has he upended Lynch and given away a free? No, Lynch took a dive, says umpire James.
Well, here, if Lynch has taken a dive, Clinton, I think we're going to look at this in football.
50 metres
It's a dive, mate.
Wakeland kicks long, outer wing. McKee takes the mark. If it's not a dive, it should have been a free.
Exactly.
McKee kicks to half forward for Collingwood. Fraser's got the set. Knocked away Leppich. Michael couldn't knock it to the line. Fraser to Loney. 50 out. The youngster unloads. Long ball back on the line. Brisbane keep it in the field of play. Do they know it's over for a boundary throw in? Nick Davis in a wrestle with Ashcroft in the goal square. Boundary throw in right forward pocket for Collingwood.
Yeah, Alistair Lynch is right. He's having a dig at the umpire. He copped an elbow right in the solar plexus. The umpire didn't want to make a decision, but then again, he hasn't all year anyway.
From the throw-in, Keating wins it down. Pike takes it, handball to Power. Brisbane out of trouble. Looking good now. Power from half-back, kicks to the wing. Burns with courage, running with the fight of the ball. Marks on his chest in the interchange area on centre wing.
So Scotty, the Ring of Fire, Burns. He's playing in his first grand final. Most of these are except Freeborn. He got it back there, and the mark taken by O'Brien, who again bang towards Lacuria. He broke Black, but Black almost got him back to now. Burns over the top, marked by Johnson. Johnson played on 50. Here comes a lead, but Little Boy Hart goes in front of Nick Davis. Takes the mark, Brisbane away. Right half-back flank, off the half-back line. Brad Scott onto the centre wing. Headland runs out in front there of Steinford. Headland runs the half forward. He unloads a long ball. Wakeland and McManus and Lynch. Lynch has got up. He's out in front of Wakeland. He's pulled up the football, and the ball goes over the boundary line and out of play. There's no way known Matthew James was going to give him a free kick, because Lynch gave him his lunch about 2 minutes before, and they're like my dog Mister. These umpires are only human.
Boundary throw-in, goal square unguarded. The ball 40 metres away as Lynch wins it down. Lappin, boot to ball, high kick, top of the square. Prestigiacomo bounces over his head. Brown knocks it down. The bounce eludes hard. Prestigiacomo playing terrifically, but his kick. Brisbane had the wall set up, and Chris Johnson marks uncontested in midfield. Goes short to centre half forward for Michael Voss. Mark 65 metres out. Wait for the lead. Michael Voss loads up the torp, gets onto it, but it's a stray. Lynch, has he given away a free? Yes, he has. Lynch has given away a free. Collingwood, Wakeland will take it. High tackle deep in the back pocket.
Well, he's played the free kick, and you're right, Rex, he was never going to do it because he gave him his lunch. There was a chop to the neck. Free kick was there. Good decision from the umpire. Important 5 minutes, I reckon, Terry, for Collingwood. Brisbane is starting to play their game. They're getting the run of the ball. They haven't put him away, though. Collingwood have got to kick a goal.
I think Tony Shaw's going to actually go down on the ground and rip Steinford off Headland any minute out.
And the ball's out of play. No, it's not. It's marked within a bull's diaphragm, I should say, on the left half-back flank. A long ball onto the centre wing, and over the top, Mel Michaels taking a mark. A beauty! A contender for the Budget Eyewear Mark of the Day. And Mel Michaels sat right down on his cheeks and kicked it across to Nigel Lappin. Lappin marked it in front of Fraser. Now Brisbane trying to share the football in dry conditions. He's kicked it back over there to the Orange ruffian Lepage. Lepage through O'Brien. He got it up to Little Boy Hart. Little Boy Hart lined it up, and here comes Voss. Beautiful mark by Voss. And last year's Norm Smith medalist using the air conveyance with great precision, Ploughman.
Been very good, Hart. Set up their last goal, and now another opportunity for Voss to kick one here. They're just starting to get on top, Brisbane. It's looking a very dangerous time in the game.
The captain, courageous Michael Voss. He comes in from 40 metres out, and he kicks it behind the big stick for a minor score. Paragon Computer System scoreboard, Lions are 1-6-12. Collingwood are 1-4-10. We've gone 10 in second term 2004 grand final.
Big names for Collingwood have got to stand up now. Lacuria, Buckley, Rocker, got to generate a goal from somewhere, because it will take the confidence from the Lions.
Haven't scored this quarter, the Magpies. Clement chips to himself, kicks to midfield. Freeborn knocks it away. Lions, though, getting there again. Black, the handball to Lappin. Look at them everywhere. Centering ball. Brown marks, plays on, could go the distance, doesn't. Kicks to the pocket, the lead of Lynch. He pushes away Wakeland, no free this time.
Not
it
a
goes
great
past
option.
them, boundary throwing.
Not a great option.
Could have run in and gone for it.
Yeah, it's not working. Lynch is almost now, I think, Terry, got to become a decoy. He's dragging his man out, go to the top of the square, and maybe have a Voss one out.
Absolutely. Or at least Lynch stay at home.
You sense, though, the floodgates are about to open. Brisbane dominating. Throw in. Lynch can't control it. Magpies soccer it to the defensive 50, but Brown is there. Hand pass off to Scott. Brad Scott of Brisbane. High ball to the top of the goal square. Collingwood punch it away. Straight into the chest of Burns. He kicks hurriedly to midfield. Lions again in front. Chris Johnson knocks it away. Chases it down. Gathers 55 out. Short kick. Lynch the target. Wakeland the knock away. Collingwood's defence holding up. They're under enormous pressure. They won't hold up now, though. try, you'd think, because Black's got it, and he kicks, and it's to the line, and Freeborn back there touches it on the line. How on earth are they holding up another behind to Brisbane? Their lead is 3 points. Brisbane 1-7-13, Collingwood 1-4-10, Paragon scoreboard.
The boy with a finger in his dike is Sarah Leone. He marks it on the right half back flank, and Loney, he's now on his favourite left boot, and he's going to have a look. Collingwood under siege here, but they're still well in it on the scoreboard. Now Josh Fraser punched away by the Orange Roughie, and an amazing grand final confrontation. The Lions lead by a mere 3 points. There has been just a 1 goal scored from each side.
Gerard, I'm just thinking, any correlation between the game being dry now and Brisbane coming back into it?
The drier it is, the better Brisbane have played, but there's still 1 goal behind Brisbane. You know, the game's so open.
And the ball's out of play again. And people might give us a call from Geelong or Werribee. That's where it'll come from. Or if you might be sitting on the Faulkner Beacon, Sammy the Seal, give us a call on 92432000. Is it raining out there, Sammy?
Lucuria's gone to hard and important shutdown.
Lappin picked up the crumb from Keating. He put it towards the edge of the square. Lynch is up. Buckley's there running onto it. McRae can't get it. Wakeman's taken there by Boss. Agamana's ran onto it. McRae kicked off the ground, but here's Johnson. Johnson hand pass to Buckley. Collingwood out of trouble for the time being. Freeborn's got it and hand passes it to Loney.
Here's the rebound. Loney from half back kicks towards Didak in the middle. He marks open forward line. Got to go Didak. He steadies now. Kicks long. High ball to the top of the square. Fraser!
50.
Takes the mark. He's 20 metres out. It could be 50. It will be 50. He'll be on the goal line. Collingwood in front, but he may be knocked out. Collingwood player rocker upends a line. That was silly. It's not called for. There was a bone-jarring hit. Johnson on Fraser after he took the mark. 50 given away. Johnson. He saw. Fraser saw. But if Collingwood don't do anything silly, Fraser from the goal line will put the Magpies in front.
Lepic just could not play as a key defensive player back as a full back. I mean, all that happened there was Fraser just waited and waited for his lead. Lepic went to where he thought the ball was going to go, and Fraser just led straight into the middle of the ground.
Here's the roar. Josh Fraser puts Collingwood in front. He pops it into the top deck of the Ponsford stand. Magpies in front, wrestle on behind play. Rocker, Didak, Brad Scott, they don't want to give it up. The emergency umpire runs out as the scoreboard reflects. Collingwood's first score of the second term took 14 minutes. Goal to Fraser. Paragon Computer System scoreboard. Collingwood 2-4-16. Brisbane 1-7-13.
Now's the time for Collingwood to really give themselves the best chance of taking it. Keating's off the ground. White's into the ruck. They've absorbed all the body punches from Brisbane. They haven't put them away. They can kick 2 or 3 in a hurry.
Out of the centre now, Lucuria, but there's a free kick to White. White now has got it. He's told to play on. He just kicks a long bomb down to a contest. Lynch is in front, so too Brown. McRae's picked it up. He's had a high ball, and Voss has nearly marked it. It went behind the stick.
Voss is pushing forward now. He's sort of going to be playing the forward pocket, and so is Buckley going to follow him all the way down there.
Paragon Computer System scoreboard. Lions are 1-8-14. Collingwood 2-4-16. 2 points in front Collingwood, and we have travelled now 15 minutes into the second term.
Loney short to Johnson in the back pocket from the kick in. You want calls, Rex, about the weather? They're flooding in. No rain in Werribee, blue sky in Torquay. Johnson kicks Collingwood the half back. Tarrant in front of Lappin, can't mark. Edwin Rose pushed over by Mercuria. Mercuria tied up by Hart. Ball squirts out. Brisbane a chance. Headland throws at the Pike. Pike finds an opening, but he sprays his kick at goal. He's kicked it out of bounds on the full.
Tarkin Lockett now on the ground for Collingwood, and Chris Johnson picking him up. Tarkin up the forward line.
Brisbane 10 shots at goal, 1-8 and 1 out of bounds.
No doubt Lee Matthews, Terry, has just said get the ball going. By foot, by handball, by knock-on, by whatever.
Lakeland short kick, not good. Made Clement work, and he paddles it over the boundary line. Throw in 50 around from the Brisbane goal.
But there has been a bit of panic in some of their actions, Brisbane. I mean, normally you'd have them centering up the ball, looking for the best targets. I know we don't want them to overuse the ball, but they're just panicking a little at the moment. moment.
Boundary throw in. Brown wrestling with McKee. Wins it down to Black. Ducks the head. Caught by Buckley. We'll have a bounce and chicken with Graham Bond for Europcar.
Well, Sean Hart's having a great quarter. He's had 4 possessions, and I think he's doing the job on Paul Licuria. Licuria just one hand pass so far this quarter.
Dipper drying out at ground level.
It certainly is, Clifton.
Ball tossed in the air. McKee wins it down. 50 out from Brisbane's goal. McKee follows it up. Well done. Handball to Buckley. Hurried kick to the wing. Bounces into Nick Davis. Caught by Ashcroft. Ducks away from him. Steadies. Kicks long to fall forward. Rocker. Fraser at the back. Ball knocked down near the line. Fraser 25
Free
metres
kick
out.
downfield. Free kick.
Going the way of Brisbane, is it?
Yeah.
Who was it against, Dip? No, it's a Collingwood free kick. It's against Brad Scott. Anthony Rocker will take it 30 metres out, right forward pocket.
Time to strike, time to put the wedge into the heart of Brisbane. With Keating off, they are vulnerable. They're not getting the same presence around the packs. And now they've got to take advantage of a lucky free kick.
The umpire was lecturing Brad Scott, who now, and with Simon Black, wants to go on with it. Anthony Rocker has the footy, 30 metres out, 45-degree angle, right forward pocket, looking for his second goal. Steadies, kicks, delivers! Collingwood have kicked 2 in a row, and they've opened up the biggest lead of the game. It's an 8-point margin, 18 minutes second term, Collingwood 3-4-22, Brisbane 1-8-14, Paragon Computer System scoreboard, Anthony Rocker, 3 kicks, 2 goals.
Well, you just got to wonder about Matthew James's decision there. He's had a couple of unusual decisions in this quarter, and look, I didn't think there was anything in that at all.
Nothing
it was just basically a tackle, and they paid the ultimate price for it.
So the spear is in the sand, and the challenge is out to Brisbane. They are shocked. The ball now in the air and knocked out again, but it went to Black, who hand passed to Ackermanis. The guns are going to start firing if Brisbane are going to go. The ball to little boy Hart, but here comes Wakeland. He was pulled off the footy and he hand passed it to Ben Johnson. Johnson came through and hand passed to Licuria. Ackermanis is grabbed. Beautiful tackle by Licuria. Spilling onto the ball down there is Black. Black hand passed to Luke Power. He dived on the ball, but so too did Burns. Turnover, Licuria got it to Batheris. Batheris kicked it and it's going to be marked down there towards Scotland. But what a good mark by McRae. McRae took the mark. Hand passed off there and got it off to Chris Scott into the centre of the ground to his brother. Now Brad Scott went long down there. Beautiful mark, James Clement. Beautiful mark in the last line of defence.
He goes quickly to Didak in front of Headland. Kicks over his head though. Didak a metre on Headland. Gathers, kicks hurriedly to the outer wing. Too far to the outer wing, out on the full. Free kick, Collingwood. Didak pushed after he got rid of it. Bondi, those free kick count.
Well, this quarter it's 5-2. That makes it 13-7 in favour of Collingwood.
Martin Pike in trouble, Dipper?
Yes, at the moment he is. The trainers are working on his abductor down here. They're just trying to get it going here, but looks like a bit of pain there, Jared.
Didak kicks to Loney. Strong hands marks in front of McRae, attacking side outer wing. 20 seconds from time on second term. Collingwood by 8 points. Loney drives it long inside the 50. Buckley is there, Fraser as well. Well done, Mal Michael. Knocks it over, boundary throw in 45 around from the Collingwood goal.
Yeah, Piker's got his hand in his head at the moment, and he certainly is in trouble down here.
That attacking move started from Clement right at full back. He's a wonderful player.
Boundary throw in, Rocker and Michael to contest. Rocker wins it down, Ackermanis goes without it. Michael pushed in the back, surely Brisbane free it is. In fact, it might even come back to Ackermanis as well before that. So Jason Ackermanis will take the free. Halfback for Brisbane. We're now in time onto the second quarter. Collingwood leading 3-4 to 1-8. Temperature between 10 and 11 degrees in Melbourne on this cold Saturday afternoon. Very strong breeze, biting wind, and the rain holding off for the time being.
Jared, what about the forward set up, the Brisbane Lions? I think Alistair Lynch is being beaten pointlessly now. They might try and throw a small in for the last couple of minutes of the quarter.
Get a comment on that in a moment as Ackermanis kicks to the outer wing. White flies, can't mark. Jonathan Brown, nimble skills for the big man. Does the roving, kicks long to half forward. Lynch knocks it down, chases after it with Wakeland, but he goes to ground. Wakeland's got him. The ball's somewhere in there as well. A bounce 50 out from the Brisbane goal.
Look, it's probably worth a thought, Shorey, but I think with Keating off the ground, they need the big body strength out there. I just think at the moment you can see Brisbane are starting to think about losing this match.
They certainly are. The negative vibes are there. Scotland nearly holding the ball. Prior opportunity, no. Picked off the air by Burns. It went out to Ackermanis. Oh, he tripped himself up. He's gone. He hand passed it to Chris Johnson. Johnson now went for a hand pass, but his little kick is no good. It was a Scheisenhausen kick. Voss is upended. So too is McRae. Running through is Black, but Voss, skipper. Oh, he hand passed it. He gave it to Black for a goal. Inspirational play.
What about Vossi?
Inspirational play, Michael Voss to the Brownlow medalist. Oh my goodness me, didn't they need that? And Brisbane claw back to 2-8-20. Collingwood a 3-4-22.
Ackermanis onto the ball's been important, but the leadership of Voss is getting clapped by one of the toughest men in footy, Tony Shaw at the back.
It was a great play, Terry, wasn't it?
We saw 3 Brownlow medalists in action. Then Ackermanis, how he got out of the pack, I don't know. Vossi's work was magnificent, and Black is always in and under as well.
It was poleaxed by Scotty Burns and then got up from it. Just great play.
And went back to Scotty Burns and said, I'm still here. And Nathan Buckley confronted Vossi. But those two play against each other in the middle now.
Great mark on outer wing by Jonathan Brown to give him some confidence.
Back in the centre, the ruckman collide. McKee and White will have a scramble and a second bounce in the centre. Gives us a chance to say good day to Bondi.
Simon Black, the goal scorer this quarter. 4 kicks, 5 hand passes. He's had 14 touches for the game. Michael Voss, that was his second hand pass. He's had 8 kicks.
McKee wins the second bounce forward. Brad Scott dived on it, trapping it in, knocks it away to Mount Michael. Free kick, Brisbane in the back. Umpire McBurney in his first grand final right there. Michael will take the free at centre half back. Wants to play on quickly, can't. And now he will go to Chris Scott on the defensive 50. He'll kick it to Power on the wing. He's got 40 metres of space. Markson can play on. Will he bounce it? He does. He gets it back. Reaches the wing. Goes short for White. But Ferris closing. White marking. Handball back to the running Power. Good build-up. He goes to Lynch. In the pocket. Over his head. No free kick. Running out of room. Sean Hart. Soccer off the ground. Hacks it through for a behind. It halves the deficit. Paragon Computer System scoreboard. Collingwood 3-4-22. Brisbane 2-9-21. 23 minutes second term dipper.
Clark Keating back on the ground, as you mentioned, Jared. He's been missed in the last 10 to 15 minutes there.
Look, Lynchy, I think, is struggling. They're not hitting him with the chest mark, with the reasonable passes. It's just not working for him at the moment.
Clement plays onto himself and kicks a long mongrel kick. Oh, but it went straight to Jonathan Brown. His kick is Scheisenhausen, and Wakeland fell over, but he was able to kneel as if in prayer and accept the air conveyance right between his legs. So it's going to be now Shane Wakeland, and he's going to have to kick it towards Scotty Burns, who's up. A nice pressure by the Brownlow medalist Black, and it's out of play. Nicely poised this grand final. A point to the advantage of the Garring Bush, and a fantastic crowd enjoying what this game is all about.
Sorry, off you go, Rex.
The ball now spinning back into play, knocked out by Clark Keating at the back. It went on there, down towards Buckley, hand pass towards Clement and Johnson. They might muck it up, but now Clement says we'll square the ledger up at Richie Beno, each of 2. 22 Richie as Collingwood 3-4, and 22 Richie, Lions at 2-10.
Magpies bring it back into play quickly. Lockyer finding Scotland.
Buckley possessions this quarter, Bondi.
Nathan Buckley's had 4 kicks, a hand pass, 5 possessions.
And Lucuria now picking up Ackermanis in the middle.
Rain clouds closing in. We might check with the Bureau at half-time. Scotland to the outer wing, all Brisbane. Jonathan Brown marks uncontested. Can the Lions squeeze out a goal or two in the closing 3 minutes of this half? He goes short to Power on the logo on the outer wing. He marks and will power Brisbane forward. Long ball to the goal square. It might go long. Wakeland read it well but dropped it, and then kicks a behind for the Brisbane Lions to give Brisbane the lead by a point, 2-11 to 3 goals for. 23 plays 22 on the Paragon Computer System scoreboard.
Let's do something about their forward line as Buckley kicked it out and Loney got it. Who said that?
As coach at Collingwood, I reckon you'd be wrapped at long bombing it. They've got 4 or 5 blokes just swamping Lynch. He's never going to get the footy if they kick it long bombs to him.
Steinford at half-back, hand pass to Buckley, and here's a go now. Burns, he dived into the ball and took a good mark on right half-forward flank in front of Chris Johnson. Now Burns has got a lead from Tarkin Lockyer! And Lockyer is a specialist goal kicker. He's 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle at the main scoreboard end, can put Collingwood in front at half-time, and here's Dipper.
Steve McKee off the ground for the first time today, and Nick Davis is back on the ground. And good to see Jared Malloy also on the ground, Rex.
So Tarkin Lockyer
started on the bench, Rex. He had a kick in from fullback. This will be his first stat on the stat sheet.
And what an important kick it will be.
And it breathes right in his face as well.
It may well mean Collingwood will go in front. He now comes in and runs through 50. He kicks it from 47 metres for a goal. A long goal. Collingwood get their 4th. They're playing well, the Maggies. They're 4-4-28. 5 points ahead of the Lions, 2-11-23. 27 minutes have gone in the second term at the MCG on the Paragon Computer System scoreboard and 8-day clock.
Last upset we saw was Adelaide upsetting the Kangaroos. The Kangaroos had a similar scoreline at half-time where they had so many points. They could be 3 or 4 goals up here, Brisbane, but they've wasted opportunities, and they're going to allow Collingwood to go in at half-time, believing that this year they can be premiers.
Jared, Jonathan Brown's gone to full forward. Alistair Lynch up to centre half forward.
They had to do something.
Yep.
Back in the centre, time winding down in the quarter. Keating to Headland, kicks Brisbane inside 50. Power a chance, got it, slips, handball Lappin. This for the quick reply. No, he's missed it as well. Just struggles to get it behind, spraying it to the right-hand side. Brisbane 2 goals, 12. Collingwood 4-4, margin 4 points.
Well, they're just lacking poise. We've seen it for an hour of football now. Just a bit of pressure, a bit extra pressure. Pressure not only on the ground but in your mind.
Gone 28 minutes. Lockyer to bring it back into play, having just kicked the goal for Collingwood. Goes short for Loney.
Still looms as a danger man, this bloke. It may take until the last quarter, but he is going to have an impact.
Crowd directing traffic. Loney goes short for Burns. Might be happy almost to hear the siren, the Magpies. We've got a minute and a half of playing time to go. Burns on half-back. Just chips it short for Lockyer. Won't reach him. Headland's got it. 60 out. Plays on. Goal square unguarded. Goes short. Lynch. Brown.
Oh, 50.
Play on could be called. McRae goal. Brisbane in front. He paid the free kick and Craig McRae rode. Advantage was paid. He kicked the goal. Brisbane in front. And there is now another mini melee as Black and Licuria put each other in a sleeper hold. Brown was KO'd. He's with the trainers. End result, goal to McRae. Brisbane are in front. 3-12-30. Collingwood 4-4-28. Paragon Computer System scoreboard.
Well, not quite KO'd. I didn't think there was too much in it. It was certainly a free kick. It was too high. They would have paid a 50-metre penalty. They got the advantage, but immediately that Lee Matthews changed his forward structure around, they got an instant result.
Yeah, your mob have finally woken up. You don't kick the ball to the goal square, you kick it 30 metres
So
short.
Brisbane out of the centre again, and Nigel Lappin off the side of his boot. Clements there, and so too is McRae. McRae pulled up the footy. Boss on the left boot. Here's a go now, and oh, it's going to be Lynch. Oh, you will not believe it. Brisbane will go in front, and Collingwood had them dead. And they can do this. They can kick 2 goals in a minute and break your back.
It's amazing, Rex, how you can rotate 2 players. Brown's gone from centre half forward to full forward. Lynch out to centre half forward. Both players have an instant impact.
I know he's 100% going to kick this, but when Wayne Carey missed one from this distance out in the grand final against Adelaide, it certainly was a factor. He's got to kick this.
And he does. Oh, that just breaks your soul. That rips your heart out and throws it on the ground. Collingwood, don't bow your head. You're right in this game. Get your heads up. And on the Paragon Paragon Computer System scoreboard, the Lions 16 scoring shots to 8. Go to 4-12-36. Collingwood 4-4-28. You give these Movenings, I'll take kilometres.
Centre bounce clearance of 7-2 Brisbane's way.
I just looked back to the full back line for Brisbane. All 6 defenders were in a huddle just talking about different matchups. They lead from the front. They don't need instructions from the coaching box about who they're going to play on.
Nearly 31 minutes gone. Ball tossed in the air. Keating wins it down for Brisbane. Scotland goes without it. Collingwood lapping the handball to Michael Voss, upended. Loney takes the footy. Handball to Buckley. Kicks Collingwood long. Inside 50. In a wrestle. Tarrant goes to ground. Can't control it. Chris Johnson there. Didek of Collingwood upended by Leppich. It's tough. It's hot. We'll have a bounce. 40 out from the Collingwood goal.
Brownlow medalists will like to see.
It's on.
Umpire James is there. Sorry, Terry. Free kick Collingwood. Free kick Collingwood. Malloy.
Oh, this is a joke.
He's 45 out, left half forward. Siren could go at any moment.
Black's limping. More importantly, Simon Black is in big trouble, but this bloke's lost the plot.
Malloy dragged Leppich down, was then involved in a, well,
I tell you what,
barely a wrestle. What a kick this would be. He's only played 6 games for the year. He's only kicked a goal. He kicks to the top of the square. Brisbane knock it down. Chance. Didac. Handball. Scotland kicks. Smothered. Brilliant stuff there by Mal Michael. The former Magpie. Ackermanis picks up. Kicks to the wing. Siren looming. Powers got the footy for Brisbane. 32 minutes gone. How about that? What a finish to the half. The former Magpie Mal Michael. And look at the Brisbane players give it to Malloy. Oh boy, every one of them.
That's crap. That's the sort of stuff that loses you the game. Brisbane should get off, start to think about winning this game. Collingwood have got them in here. They'll be the winners out of this lot.
Well, there are a lot of words being exchanged. The Brisbane players are giving it to a man who played 61 games for them, Jared Malloy, about that kick at goal there. It ended up with Scotland, but Mal Michael with the desperate smother. Ackerman is cleared, and that's half time, and the Brisbane Lions lead, albeit by a tenuous 8 points. 4-12-36 Brisbane, 4-4-28 Collingwood. The Magpies led by 6 points at quarter time. It was nip and tuck all the way in that second term, and now it's Brisbane by 8 points. Collingwood 4-4. Rex to get us underway.
And the umpire, Allen, puts the ball in the air, and McKee goes up. He's beaten by Keating, but Burns out of the centre to half forward.
Downfield 3. Burns was KO'd.
And Rocker's got it. The crowd will want him to have a go. The crowd will want him to bomb this.
With the breeze, Rex, I reckon. Here he goes.
He gives it up to Rocker. He's unlaunched a long missile down to Tarrant. Got to be a free kick to the orange roughie, doesn't it?
Yeah, against Tarrant here was a pretty ordinary free kick.
To Scott, and Scott has got the free kick at the punt road into the stadium. He kicks it outside 50, looking for Nigel Lappin, but good interception by Buckley. Buckley runs the right half forward. He sends it up to the centre forward position. Oh, it goes up there, Fraser. Ashcroft was driven into the ground. The umpire's going to bounce it. He's going to bounce it, umpire Matthew James.
Well, it's a good interception by Nathan Buckley and a smart kick to the dangerous area, the top of the square. Another chance here for Magpies.
Ball tossed in the air. Nick Davis does the roving, brought down. Ball squirts out Brisbane. Oh, Lappin overruns it. Has to double back. Rocker knocks it away. Fraser picks it up. He's brought down by Leppich in the back. Free kick Collingwood in the goal square. And it's Matthew James again with the whistle.
I tell you what, this umpire has... I couldn't believe that free kick. It's a normal tackle, and you just got momentum, but that is a great... Gee, it's unlucky.
Oh, Matthew James has been in the hot spot umpiring-wise today. Josh Fraser at the punt road end, top of the goal square, directly in front. His second goal from within 15 metres for the afternoon. Should make no mistake to make it a 2-point game. He kicks a goal. First blood to the Magpies after half-time. 2 minutes in. Ray Ray White Real Estate scoreboard. Brisbane 4-12-36. Collingwood 5-4-34.
Well, there's no doubt, Rex, it was a very poor decision once again. We just thought that young James would have been told to settle down at half-time by the umpiring fraternity. There was nothing in that whatsoever. Very disappointing result.
Yeah, once again, though, it was from an error from Brisbane. Nigel Lappin overrun the ball. Shouldn't have been there. It was a fumble. Comes back to the centre. Licuria's in at Ackermanis. He wants to fall over. I reckon it's all set up for an upset here. Collingwood just slowly working their way into the brains of Brisbane.
So McBurney puts it up and knocked out by Keating. Knocked on by Boss, who went to Lappin. Lappin ran to the edge of the square to 50 and kicked a long ball to Lynch, who marks it in the square. Lynch will kick his second, so they'll get one back and go to an 8-point advantage. Keep ringing through down the eastern seaboard. It's pouring with rain at Torquay, so it'll be coming up the Geelong Road. There's no doubt about that. Is it raining in Werribee or Altona? 9-2-4-3-2000. It's as black as a dog's guts over the top of the southern stand, as we have now got Alistair Lynch, who'll come in, and he should kick his second goal, and he does. Brisbane back out to an 8-point lead, and Brisbane go to 5 goals, 12-42. Collingwood 5-4-34. They move it like Jack Swift. You'll let it too.
Once again, the centre bounce clearance is so costly. Just when Collingwood get themselves into a position to put some pressure on, Keating goes up, dominates the ruck once again. Rocker's gone into the middle now. It's overdue because McKee was getting belted.
Credit to Lappin. He made up for his mistake immediately.
The Brisbane chant ringing around the MCG. Full house, as you would expect, more than 90,000 on hand.
Tim nodding on.
Ball tossed up in the air, back in the centre. Keating gets first hand to it. Licuria's caught high, will take a free.
And Rocker's in the ruck at the moment for the Magpies.
Lappin in the centre circle. Spins the red Sherrin in his hands a couple of times. Socks down, jumper untucked. Kicks Collingwood up to the 50 for Rocker. Getting in front, stands tall, takes the mark. Will line it up from 45. Wonderful hands by Anthony Rocker. He'll line up his third goal.
That's good coaching. I mean, basically what happened was McKee went back and played as a loose player in defence. The Brisbane side got all the wrong match-offs. They didn't actually know whether Rocker was then a ruckman or a forward, and they just didn't pick him up. It gives him a shot at goal.
Anthony Rocker will be just to the left of dead centre to the punt road end, kicking from about 48 metres out. Collingwood currently trailing by 8 points, 5 minutes, third quarter. But Rocker with possession of the football, deliberate approach, Hart power alongside, trying to distract him. It doesn't matter. He puts it right through the middle, and Big Anthony is delivering on cue in the biggest game of his life. He's kicked his third goal. That's half of Collingwood 6 today. They're back within 2 points. Brisbane 5-12-42. Collingwood 6-4-40. Ray White Real Estate scoreboard.
Well, the runner's actually out to Mal Michael now because he hasn't got an opponent. We've got McKee sitting back inside 50 in front of Lynch at one end. Michael not being sure what to do, whether he goes and picks up Fraser. I suggest that's what they'll do. And they'll leave Lepich as their free man.
It's like the Darren Jarman move, isn't it? Into the middle, go to the goal square.
5.5 minutes in the third term. It's a vital one, and Lappin tries to get it out, but Buckley will get it forward for Collingwood. Bang it forward, but a nice mark intercepted down there by Brad Scott. Brad Scott will bring it out to the right half-back flank to the running player in Nigel Lappin. That gets to him, but the hand pass came out to Brad Scott again. He brought it off the right half-back flank down in front of Dipper on the wing, and Simon Black is there. Sarah Loney punted it away. It went out to Buckley. Buckley now looks at the options, kicks it down to a contest. Davis has got to go back. Didak is up. Now Scott, Chris over the top. He's pulled off the football. Play on, said the umpire. Was that prior opportunity? I don't know. It hasn't been the best umpiring that I've seen for a while.
I think Collingwood have got a good matchup here. Buckley looks to have gone on to Black, and I think that Black can't go with him for pace.
Umpires wasting no time in tossing it in the air today. Lappin took it. Little handball out to Notting. Hurried kick forward. Buckley's got it. Holds off a couple. Gets boot to ball. Notting halfback for Brisbane. Handballs to the line. Won't reach it. Licuria keeps it in. Wonderful tackle like a menace. Loney gathers the footy. Handball to McKee. Great tackle, Voss. McKee's kick. Awkward. Lappin takes it. Handball to Black. Brisbane away. away now. Handball to McRae. Kick to the wing. Bouncing ball. Can Brown trap it? He does. Needs support. Handballs it away from his knees. Collingwood with numbers though. Wonderful pick up by the former Lion O'Brien. Handball to McKee. Kicks to Loney. Marks on the wing. Collingwood building. Handball to Buckley. Through midfield. He can go long. Onto the left. Hurries the kick to half forward. Missed O'Brien. Brisbane have it again. Lappin on half back. High ball to the wing. Can Ackermanis get there? No. McKee knocks it down. Gathers. What a wonderful bit of play by the ruckman. Handball to Acuria. Kick to O'Brien. Mark 60 metres out. Kicks towards Fraser and Rocker. Rocker, was he pushed? No. And Brisbane look clear. Leppich has got it. Under pressure. Good kick. Finds Notting. Marks half back.
The hill in Notting went to the right, then to the left. Stocky's ground and kicked a long ball now, but Collingwood are not there. This is McRae. He was off at the crowd, but no, he's off now. Everyone let him go like a rat out of a drain pipe. It's down towards goal. It's behind the stick. Behind the stick. Ray White, real estate scoreboard. Goes the Lions 5-13-43. They lead Collingwood 6-4-40 in an absolute cracker-jacker here at the MCG today.
Jason Ackermanis just got a knee in the side of the face from Paul Acuria. It's a no-holds-barred situation, but Ackers needs to impose himself on this game.
The margin hasn't reached double figures all day, so in terms of to this point, it's far and away the closest grand final in a long time. Clement brings it back into play. Long ball, McKee running to the contest. First hands to it. Couldn't bring it down. Brisbane do well. Keating smashes it inside 50, but Blakeman of Collingwood there. Gathers on half back. Good kick for Loney on the wing. Oh, he's dropped the chest mark. And Brisbane a chance. Ackermanis. Handball to McRae. McRae KO'd, no whistle. Freeborn the footy. Boy, did you get the number of that truck, he says. Loney the handball to McKee. Handball to O'Brien. Collingwood a chance now. O'Brien running the wrong way. Steadies. Kicks wide to the outer wing for Didak in front. Wonderful mark.
Trade back on his feet.
That's good news. Didak has it on the outer wing. Collingwood can look to build. Trailing by 3 points. Didak drives them inside 50. Long kick. Rocker back there. Fraser. Can he pick it up? 40 metres out. Steadies. Onto the right. Snaps. Misses to the near side. Bounces through. Through behind. It's a 2-point game. Brisbane 5-13-43. Collingwood 6-5-41. Ray White, real estate scoreboard.
Oh, this breeze has certainly picked up, boys.
Justin Leppich has got to work out that Josh Fraser is playing as a rover. He goes to the back of the pack every time. He doesn't fly, and whenever there's a couple of people go up, he's at the bottom of it.
Michael Voss kicks it outside 50 to a contest between O'Brien and Lappin. And Lappin has marked it on the left half-back flank. Light Brain falling again now at the MCG as Lappin goes forward. He's found Lynch. Lynch now has a look at his options, and it's onto the centre of the wing. Jonathan Brown, but Prestidio Pericomo went bang on the football, went over the boundary line and nearly out of play, but it went over now. As Black is pummeled into the ground, and the crowd don't like it at all.
I reckon they're doing a job on them at the moment. Collingwood are just continuing the body punches. They've got 2 men off injured. Brisbane. Ackermanis looks like he's struggling. Last quarter may tell.
Black was all tied up by Buckley. It's tough, it's rugged. This is a classic grand final. It'll be a last man standing affair.
It's a real contest, that's all you want. It's an absolute massive contest. It's just become an arm wrestle, and that's what Collingwood wanted to become.
Who's got the most running power now?
I'd still say Brisbane.
So it came out, but Collingwood have got the ball now as Loney takes a bounce, takes another bounce. He's got Shepparton, and here comes Lockyer. Lockyer has marked it at centre half forward at the punt road end of the stadium. And Lockyer will line it up to put Collingwood in front. But oh, he's a long, long way out. He skips, he hops, he unloads a long bomb. It's a long, long ball behind the stick. But my goodness me, this is sensational stuff. The scoreboard just seesawing from one side to the other. The Lions hold on by the skin of their teeth by 1 point.
Keating coming off, White back on. I'm not sure about that, Terry. I'm going to stick with the blokes I'm coaching, or so be it, so-called coaching. And I reckon Collingwood just look to be better placed. The evenness on their side just may prove the difference.
Johnson brings it back into play. Wide kick, not a good one. Lockyer of Collingwood marks. Handball to Buckley. 55 out, on the run. Long ball. It is! Goal of the day! Oh, what a kick by the skipper! the day, puts his team in front. Poor kick in by Johnson. Collingwood 7-6-48. Brisbane 5-13-43. Ray White, Real Estate Scoreboard.
You may just be right here, Jared. I think the athleticism of Brisbane's still greater than that of Collingwood, but momentum and the crowd behind you is a wonderful thing. They're all youthful. They want to get there. They want a premiership.
They want it more than anything in the world, and knocked out by Brisbane's White. Went to little boy Hart. He kicked it out on the wing position. This is Notting. He'll run onto the football, but right on his hammer there was Freeborn. Picked up by Batheris. Intercepted by Hart. Hart kicked it long. It's down towards Jonathan Brown. Surely that's across the neck. No, said the umpire. Running onto it, Burns, who hand passed to McKee. McKee off the left half back flank goes long. Mal Michael, you got to go. Clean bowled everyone, including Tarrant and Scott. The ball came out to Fraser. Fraser gave it to Tarrant. Tarrant's now broken the tackle and gets it across his body. But here we go now. Oh, Luke Powell went out. Anthony Rocker ran through. High tackle on Mal Michael. No, says the umpire. It went on there with Luke Power. He tapped it on and it went over the boundary line. This is whopper valve stuff. Listen to them. They're on the edge of their seats. This is grand final tradition at the home of football.
I reckon Collingwood's got them, Terry. I know it's an early call. The game's very close. But I reckon Collingwood are looking all the way the winner today.
From the throw in, Batheris in front. Nottingham Brisbane takes it. Handball to Chris Scott. Trapped up on the boundary line. Kicks hurriedly. Risky. Fraser. Brown. Brown knocks it down. Taken by Brad Scott. Point of the square half back. Batheris has got him. Holding the ball. Caught him from the blind side, did Rupert Batheris. 60 metres out. Handball to Buckley. Buckley goes wide. Leading to the pocket. Nick Davis. Ashcroft the pressure. Davis goes to ground. Hart charging through. Handball to Ashcroft. Good. Ashcroft heads for the boundary line. Bounces. Wobbles. Will it get there? Yes, it will. Throw in 60 around from the Collingwood goal.
Well, I don't know whether I agree with you whether they've got them, but what they have got is they've got a taste, and once you've got a taste of it, it's hard to stop.
Well, they're winning in two key areas. Black's getting beaten by Buckley, and Mercuria, he's just destroying Ackermanis. He's got to get away from it.
They're fighting in the middle of the moment. Ackermanis and Mercuria at each other.
Yep, they were at each other late in that second term. From the throw-in, it's forced over, and we'll do it all again.
And Bosch is still sitting on the forward line for the Brisbane Lions.
The other thing I'd love to see is I'd love to see Lepich up the ground as a ruckman. Just let him go and play his own natural game and have White go back in defence.
The close grand final we've been craving is unfolding from the throw-in. Fraser knocks it down to Buckley. Handball to O'Brien. Kicks Collingwood the fall forward. Chris Johnson there. Big fist away to Black. That was wonderful. Simon Black's got it. Kicks to the outer wing for Headland. And he marks alongside of O'Brien on the outer wing. 15 minutes third term. Collingwood by 5 points.
Boss in the goal square with Clement.
So it's going to be the Cape in Headland. Get it back to the Brownlow medalist in Black. They're under siege, Brisbane. They're not playing well. They're not playing well at all. Back to Headland. He marks it. He sells a dummy on Batheris. He runs to the edge of the square and kicks a long ball down towards Brown. But Nelly Prestigiacomo kicked in midair down there by Voss. And the ball went behind the stick for another by McRae. The ball went behind the stick for another point. Ray White, Real Estate Scoreboard. Look at this. The Lions 5-14-44. Collingwood is 7-6-48.
Brad Scott's gone on to Buckley. Not before time.
Clement to a 2-on-1, favouring the Magpies from the kick in, but the one wins Notting. Plays on. Burns has got him. Notting handball was good to Lappin. 60 metres out. Drives it long to the goal square. Voss there. Lynch there. Lynch couldn't bring it down. McRae goes to ground. Collingwood defence terrific. Wakeman well done. Handball to O'Brien. They're out of danger. He kicks hurriedly to the outer side. Will it bounce away from Brown and over the line? Yes, it does.
Wakeman's playing his best game of footy, I reckon.
Yeah, they keep long bombing it to the goal square, and Collingwood know where the ball's going, and they've got two players, Prestigiacomo and Wakeland, and Clement on Voss. That makes three that are good enough in the one-on-one wrestle.
Throw in out of side, 70 around from the Brisbane goal. Buckley stands tall and smashes it up to the wing. That goes 30 metres. Lappin dives onto it. Tarrant's going to get him though. Lappin lost it. Gathers it again. Handball to Brad Scott. Handball to Ashcroft. Kick smothered by Nick Davis. And it's over the boundary line for a throw in.
Now Terry, look at the goal square down here for Brisbane. Ackermanis and Voss next to each other. Curie picking up Ackermanis and Clement picking up Voss.
That's all right if they can get the ball down there, but at the moment they don't look likely.
Now Fraser to contest with Lepic on the boundary throw-in. Magpies attacking side of the wing. Tarrant in from the side, wins it down. Buckley, was he held without it? Wants the free, gets it. He's lifting, isn't he, Terry?
Oh, he's been fantastic.
He's got it now. He kicks to Scotty Burns. Burns will mark 45 out on the boundary, though, right half forward. Outer side, Collingwood heading to the punt road end. Scott Burns the footy. Magpies the lead by 4 points.
10 possessions this quarter.
Just had a shot of Eddie Maguire on the TV. His stomach, you can see it. It's visibly turning and churning. His face is a different shade of red at the moment.
Scott Burns beyond the boundary line as he starts his approach. 45 out, close to the man on the mark. High ball to the goal square. Rocker, Fraser helped through. Rush behind to Collingwood. Let's check the score. 18 minutes, third quarter. Ray White, Real Estate scoreboard. Collingwood lead by 5 points. 7-7-49. Brisbane 5-14-44.
My goodness me, what an absolute cracker game it is, and just what AFL football needed. Edge of the seat stuff. Tense stuff here as Johnson for Brisbane goes out and pinpoints Nigel Lappin, and Lappin has marked it. He'll go back towards Ashcroft. Ashcroft marks it, but Collingwood are covering every base. There is no escape zone. Now it's going to be Ashcroft who kicked it out, looking for White. O'Brien used his body beautifully. Hand passed off there to Lockyer. Lockyer to McKee. McKee was upended, kicked off the ground by Rocket. Turnover to Brad Scott. Got it out to Simon Black, who cleverly tipped it across there and has found Chris Johnson on the left wing position in front of a packed Southern stand.
Too slow, Rex.
They're off their game. There's a long ball by Johnson to Brown. Brown worn like a skin by Presti. The hand pass over the top by Headland. Intercepted by Freeborn. Freeborn went down to the wing. Knocked on over there by Johnson. Got it to Little Boy Hart. Little Boy Hart kicked a long ball. Buckley's there. He's up. He punches it away. Clean bowled was Presti. And the pressure is enormous. Pressure cooker situation here. Grand final fever. Grand final pressure. It's out of play. Left half forward flank Brisbane. They're in strife.
Biggest margin of the game has been 8 points from the throw-in. McKee wins it down. Lappin is tied up. There's a scramble. Ball tossed out to Hart. Hurries a kick to the 50. Ackermanis is there. Can he gather it? No. Freeborn gets there first. Running the wrong way. Does brilliantly. Handball to Clement in the back pocket. He steadies. Kicks to the outer wing. Tarrant there. Chris Scott the spoil. Buckley the roving. Possession number 11 this quarter. Hurried kick to half forward. Bounces in space. Rocker and Michael. Michael in front. Paddles it to Ashcroft. He handballs it back to Michael. Runs away from Anthony. Handball to Lappin on the wing. Back to Mal Michael. Awkward looking kick effective to White in the centre square. Darryl White's got it. Time on now, third term. White goes short to half forward for Jonathan Brown. Gathers the bouncing ball. Wheels by Prestigiacomo one way. Then the other. Handball to Michael Voss. 60 metres out. Goes to the pocket. Nodding the leap. The spoil by Matheris. Boundary throw in right forward pocket for the Brisbane Lions.
I think it's time for Ackermanis to have a run on ball. They need someone to run the lines at the moment, the Lions.
He's not running that well today, Tony. He's just not on his game at the moment.
Well, he's played a permanent forward nearly the whole game, and he opened the game up late in the second quarter.
Brisbane deep in attack, trailing by 5 points from the throw-in. McKee wins it down. McRae tackled by Freeborn. Brown tied up, standing tackle. Clement.
Now,
a bounce 45 out from the Brisbane goal.
If it was in the back down the front of the goal square for Collingwood.
Matthew James, the umpire again. Ball tossed in the air. White takes it. High kick to the goal square. Lynch is in front. Can he get it? Yes, he can! There is your budget eyewear mark of the day. Right forward pocket. 25 metres out. Chance to give Brisbane the lead with his third goal.
Well, the oldest player on the ground just shows the blokes how to do it. He struggled early in the first half, but he's starting to have an influence on this game now. He's just such a magnificent body player. Just really used his body very well and caught almost a slips catch in the end.
Yeah, Brisbane, of course, kicked 2 late goals in the second quarter to give them stability. This is a crucial kick. It's an acute angle, but I reckon it looks like the eye of a needle for Alistair Lynch at the moment.
Hardest spot on the ground to kick from today with the win, Jared.
He's kicked 2 goals, 2 this afternoon. Kicked 2-4 on this day last year. 20 metres out. Goal.
Great kick.
Brisbane back in front. point. Ray White Real Estate scoreboard. The Lions 6:14.50. Collingwood 7:7.49. Dipper, some changes.
Yes, Craig McCraig is coming off the ground, and young Aaron Shaddock is coming on for his first run today.
Well, I think Collingwood have played Ackermanis very smart today. Every time he comes up the ground, Lucuria takes him on as a lockdown player. I think what Lee Matthews has sort of said was we think we've got more chance of getting him the ball playing in a forward pocket on Johnson than what he has playing on Lucuria up the ground.
Should start up the ground a little bit more at the centre half forward and then run with the flight of the ball.
I agree, Jared.
So the ball in the centre again, but Rocker got it and he put it on his left boot and kicked it inside 50. Terrence! Bunch and eyewear mark of the day, Terrence! And he'll line it up from 44 metres directly in front.
Well, I tell you, Rex, if Collingwood go on and win this game, as at the moment I think they will, the move of Rocker into the ruck for these centre bounce clearances and the lack of attention to Buckley are going to go down as the match-winning decisions, or match-losing, whichever way you'll want to see it.
I just didn't think Lepic went back anywhere near hard enough into that contest against Tarrant.
So it is going to be Chris Tarrant to kick. It's touched off the boot.
Yeah.
It's touched off the boot. No, it's touched. Oh, Peter Riccardi, eat your heart out.
You're kidding.
And Collingwood 7:8.50. Lions are 6:14.50 on the Ray White. They're all right. Real Estate scoreboard.
Chris got declared it straight off the boot. I hope the replay confirms it, otherwise Brett Allen will have some problems.
Chris Johnson, long back into play. Rocker over the top, knocks it away from Lepic, and Lockyer sees it over for a boundary throw-in. Should have they gone for the third umpire, Jared?
Well, I reckon, yes, why not?
It is a grand final. She said it would happen one day. Scores level, 24 minutes, third term. Wow, this is what we came for. From the throw-in, Keating wins it down. Scramble, Buckley tied up. A bounce 55 out from Collingwood's goal.
Jared, Leon on the ground at the moment. Is he just the sort of player in these sort of positions that can kick you 2 or 3?
He has 5 minutes and he kicks 3 goals. Very dangerous player.
Lights on, sun comes out for the first time today. Keating wins it down, Michael Voss takes it. Handball ineffective. Collingwood player goes down illegally, they'll get a free. Might be advantage play on. It is. O'Brien though runs into trouble. Goes back onto the right foot, kicks to Didak. Good mark. 70 out, right half forward. Kicks quickly to Rocker, waiting, got it! Big Anthony will give Collingwood the lead. Will it be by 1 or 6 points? He's 45 out, 45-degree angle, right half forward. He's kicked 3 straight today.
Well, I tell you, Justin Lepic has got to really have a look at himself at this point in time. Mel Michael went back to Fraser to take his direct opponent. Rocker was the man standing by himself. Lepic is standing inside 50 on his own, with Rocker just standing inside 50 by himself, 30 metres away. Now Rocker's having another shot for goal.
It can't be too hard though, Terry. You either say, Mel Michael, you've got Rocker when he comes forward, or Lepic, you've got him. If not, Lepic is just taking too much leeway on him.
The skipper delivered a team-lifting goal earlier. Will the vice-captain now? You don't need me to tell you what happened. The black and white army erupt again. Rocker's kicked his 4th. Collingwood lead by a goal on the Ray White Real Estate scoreboard. Brisbane a 6:14.50. Collingwood are
8:56. So the chant goes up. This seesawing grand final continues. Collingwood by 6 points. Waiting for the television is umpire James. Just throw the ball in the air, son. He does just that. And going up Keating, but Rocker again got it down to Burns. Burns tried to get it out and he did to O'Brien. O'Brien feigned a head-high tackle. The ball came out of the centre by Voss. He was pushed in the back. That's it. He's given the same decision.
One difference though, Rex. One's in the goal square,
75 metres from the scene of the crime. So at least he's consistent. Consistently bad. Voss's kick is Scheisenhausen. It went to Matheras and they can get another one now. They'll get a slip. Voss coming through. Clean goal. It went up to Didak. Didak's lining up and there's an unattended goal, but it's out on the full. Look at Zorro. Look at Zorro down there. Oh, Zorro got on his horse, as the deaf and dumb man said. Ride that horse, you idiot.
What about the confusion, though, with the Brisbane players? It's just some shocking signs for Brisbane.
And here's another one as Leppich. Well, he put Notting under all sorts of pressure. Scotland goes short. Tarrant takes the mark. 30 metres out. 10 in from the boundary. Left forward pocket. This could be a 2-goal lead. Doesn't sound a lot, but all day the margin has not reached double figures.
They're a rebel. They're an absolute rebel, Brisbane.
Scotland just came on the ground. He changed with Patheris and went straight to that contest and, he ended up with the ball and passed a beautiful kick to Tarrant.
Brisbane are gone at the moment. Doesn't mean they can't regroup at three-quarter time, but they are in a huge hole.
In the context of things, this is a vital kick, a goal to lead. He's missed almost everything. It's a behind to the near side. Tarrant with 2 behinds today. Collingwood's lead 7 points, 8-9-57. Brisbane 6-14-50. 28 minutes third term. Ray White real estate scoreboard.
You've got to nail them, Jared. Their goals that forwards have to kick to put pressure on the opposition.
So Brisbane are under siege. Beautiful sunshine now. They've got the conditions they wanted. Brad's got told to play on. He runs around. Chris, his brother, accepted it. Outside 50 and his little boy Hart. Gee, that was 16 metres. Hart gives it across to Ashcroft. Ashcroft now plays on past umpire Allen. He runs to 50 and kicks a low trajectory kick straight in the hands of Chris Johnson. Johnson now. They've got to get going, Brisbane. They're in a hole. A long ball out to a lead over there of Brad Scott. He's kicked a long ball down towards Jonathan Brown, but he's right on the line, the boundary line. He's going to be kicking in towards the goal scoring area at the main scoreboard end to just try and take a bit of pressure off Brisbane, who are struggling under the might of Collingwood. The pressure is getting to Brisbane, but they've got fantastic conditions here now, and there's no excuses. Collingwood are just outplaying them. They're out-buffing them. As now, Jonathan Brown, the boy from Warrnambool, comes in. A most important attempt, this one. He's put it on its way for a goal! What an absolute rip-snorting goal to Jonathan Brown. An IOOF goal of the day. Ray White real estate scoreboard equilibrates again to 1 point advantage to Collingwood. Lions are 7-14-56 and Collingwood are 8-9-57. Ray White, they're all right. Well, Ray White real estate scoreboard.
Well, Rexy, just as a coach, there's nothing that kills you worse than a 2-goal turnaround. Tarrant goes down this end, has a chance to nail Brisbane to the floor. All of a sudden he misses a shot, the ball goes up the other end. Brown kicks a more difficult shot, they're back in the game.
Created by Chris Johnson, who's in the goal square at one end on Leon.
5 of Brisbane, 7 goals coming in the time-on period of the quarters. Back in the centre, Rocket took it, handball to Scotland, hurries the kick out wide. Hart steals it, sends Brisbane forward. Is there time for one more? Ackermanis has got it. Handball to Michael Voss. They could be in front. Voss from 50. Goal! How about a 3-goal turnaround? Instead of Collingwood being 2 goals up with a quarter to play, it's Brisbane back in front. 8-14-62. Collingwood 8-9-57. 30 minutes third term. Ray White scoreboard.
Chris Tarrant standing inside 50 with his hands over his face, just not knowing what he's actually done. Son, you've got another 40 minutes to go. Get on with it.
I'm with you, Jerry. You don't show that emotion at all. You just get on with it. You'll get another chance and you've got to make it stick next time.
Like Sam Newman with wives, you just get rid of one, there's another one round the corner. You get plenty of time, son. The only difference is you're not giving someone you hate half a house. The ball back in the centre. Here come Collingwood again out of the centre. They go forward, a long ball. It came down to Tarrant. He might get a shot with Leon. But the umpire says it's over the boundary line and out of play.
40 seconds to go, Rex.
Thank you very much, Clinton. You could be in there with a serial killer watching. You're calling it with Big Rexy, mate. Just live for the moment. The ball now spinning back into play. Freeborn waits from behind. Leon went through. This is Fraser. Players at the umpire. Headland is there. He kicked it high and out of play. Out of play.
Had to take it out of bounds.
The resultant free kick will go to Buckley.
You love it in this man's hand. If he doesn't pass off,
kick it.
He's a chance of kicking this.
So Buckley What an absolute inspirational game of football the captain has played.
Runners going out. Rex, look at him. He's telling Buckley, have a shot, Buckley. You're the captain. You'll kick this.
If Collingwood can win this, Eddie will be leaving his missus. They'll announce their engagement tomorrow, no doubt, as Buckley's kicked a long point. And look at Zorro. He's given me the one finger. And I get nervous, particularly when there's a glove over the top of it. Ray White Real Estate scoreboard. Collingwood 8-10-58. Lions 8-14-62.
So, time just about up. 23 seconds. Can the Lions go the length of the field? Chris Johnson's kick into Michael Voss. Perfect. He marks 60 metres away. Time will beat them. Voss winding it down. The Lions will have a lead at three-quarter time, barring a horrendous turnover here. Voss is just going to kick it long to the outer wing. Fraser and Lepich goes over their head, getting there with power. That's three-quarter time.
Great game.
We have been asking for a close grand final since 1989, and today it has delivered it in spades. Storm clouds closing in. Rex, your 21st grand final called. Start the final term.
Bang, the umpire threw it in the air and Keating punched it a mile and down. Brown fell over. Here comes Ackermanis and Blackham passed it on, but Clement came through. He went through a wall of players and got it down there to Johnson. Johnson back to Clement. Clement off the side of his boot went down to half forward, but this is the orange roughie, but he couldn't control it. Turn over to Loney. Plants at the umpire. The orange roughie Lepich over the top, but Fraser brought it across his body. Plants at the umpire was touched. Punched away by Ashcroft. It went out there to Didak. Didak's picked it up. It's got a long way up his boot. It's over the boundary line. The crowd was screaming for a free kick. I had Christian Brothers' eyes and didn't see it.
Brisbane bring it in quickly. Mucking around with it though. Loney knocks it near the line and takes it over. Throw in 55 around from the Collingwood goal.
Well, is there some nervous boys out there at the moment? There's mistakes everywhere. They'll settle down again in a couple of minutes.
Brisbane by 4 points. There is a massive dark clouds approaching the stadium. The lights have been on since half time. Throw in. Keating sends it back over the line 15 metres the Brisbane Lions way. No, Scotland will eventually take it over up near the wing. Boundary throw in.
Jared, do you make anything of Keating? The first centre bounce, belts at the centre half forward, that one then gets to the boundary line. Sometimes the body language could start off a good quarter for a team.
Boundary throw in, he wins it down again. Lappin knocks it on, takes it to the wing. Handball to Michael Voss. Brisbane away. Voss to half forward. Kick long to Lynch. One out with Wakeland. Getting back McKee. Wakeland well done. Fists it over the boundary line for a throw in. Deliver it right next to the behind post. And Brisbane's attacking in.
What about the shoot-up? Voss versus Buckley in the middle of the ground.
Fantastic. You just sense that if one side gets 2 goals or more in front, it's over.
Mercurial now is also picking up Lappin.
Lions looking for a 10-point lead here. Deep in attack. Boundary throw in. Lynch off the ground, touched by Wakeland like a soccer goalie there. Keeps it in the field of play. That was magnificent. What a game he's having. He grubbers a kick to O'Brien, who walks it over for a throw in. 70 around for the Brisbane goal.
Gerard shot him up for Australia.
Yeah, well, that was an outstanding. Look, that could well have saved them the premiership. It was an outstanding save. It was going through for a goal, and they didn't even concede a point.
Left half forward flank, throw in. Now McKee over the top. Keating got him. Oh, there's a maze of arms and legs. It's like an SBS porno as they all sort of... Well, it is. You don't know who's up who and who's not paying. And when they say who is, you can't understand them because it's all subtitles. The ball over the top there. Keating knocked it out. It went out to Ben Johnson. He fell over. Luke Power, he actually threw it out to Black.
Yes, it's called. It's called.
Gee. It's called. Free kick. Luke Power has been pinged by umpire Steve McBurney, and the free kick has been taken by Freeborn.
Interesting, McBurney picked it, Allen called play on.
Freeborn kicks to the defensive goal square, and Loney marks for Collingwood. 3 minutes final term, Brisbane by 4 points. Loney to the outer wing for Tarrant, in front of Chris Scott, good mark.
He caught chased by Jason Ackermanis on Loney before.
Now, Tarrant's trying to draw 50, won't get it, not at this stage. Umpire Allen's had a good game and doesn't pay it. Anyone thinking about their holiday plans and saying, oh, Maybe. Sure, he will be back here next week.
Please. Buckley's pushed forward. Scott's gone with him.
Tarrant high kick to half forward. Buckley knocks it away. Bouncing ball. Notting takes it for Brisbane. Kicks to the outer wing. Bounces wide of Loney and over for a throw in. True outer wing position beneath Lee Matthews in the Lions coaching box.
Brisbane need a massive lift from Jason Ackermanis. He hasn't had a great game, but if he can have a great 20 minutes, all will be forgiven.
Hasn't had a kick since the second quarter.
Gee whiz. Boundary throw in. Keating knocks it down. He's done it again. Gains 10 metres. Forces another boundary throw in, but Brisbane work it to their attacking side of the outer wing.
Jared, you just get the sense that Collingwood need the first goal.
Yeah. And yardage is so important. I think Clark Keating's been fantastic in the first couple of minutes in this quarter.
Heaven's about to open. Boundary throw in. Keating wins it down again. Bouncing ball. Here's Ackermanis now. High kick to half forward. On the 50. Power. Freeborn of Collingwood drops the mark. Little soccer off the ground. Brisbane will get there. White harassed by James Clement. Clement takes it. Kicks to half forward. Over the head of Nick Davis.
Brilliant play,
and Marcus Ashcroft back there marks.
He used his body to perfection. Got it across out there towards Brad Scott. Brad Scott's kicked it long. Down towards a running Little Boy Hart out in front of McKee. Little Boy Hart picks it up. Brings it across his body and bombs it long down to Luke Powell, but Freeborn is there. He used his body well and took a mark and hand pass on to James Clement. Clement outside 50 has got a lead by Didak.
Buckley.
Didak now will go to Buckley. Buckley marks it on the centre wing. Buckley now plays on and kicks a long ball to half forward, and here comes a lark down there to Nick Davis. Now Collingwood are building. They're building towards the scoreboard. This stadium will erupt if Collingwood can just kick a goal and put themselves in front and give themselves another sniff. The ball now down towards half back, and Rocker went up. Mel Michael hand passed it off to Black. Black got it to Johnson. Johnson to Lappin. Lappin off half back gets it, and Clark Keating marks it.
He'll go to Tim Notting on the outer wing. Good kick for him. Notting takes the mark. Brisbane building. He's got Brown. Goes to him. Brown should mark and does. 75 out. On the boundary right half forward. 6 minutes final term. Brisbane by 4 points. Brown to Lynch. Can't get there. And Freeborn sees it overthrowing 45 around for the Brisbane goal.
Bad kick by Nick Davis there, Jared.
Yeah, I didn't
and he's coming off the ground too high.
And Glenn Freeborn, I think, doing a pretty good job. His body strength down in defence has helped him a couple of times.
But there is for Nick Davis. No score yet in this final term from the throw-in. White won it. Johnson of Collingwood takes it. Kick to midfield. McKee with courage. Doubling back after the floating ball. Takes the mark. Point of the square. Half back. McKee kicks it out wide. Tarrant in front. Strong mark in front of Chris Scott for the second time in 3 minutes. But he's on the outer wing. Now, can they maintain possession? Tarrant to half forward. Fraser with 2 to beat. Chris Johnson there. Was he held? No, doesn't matter. Springs up, does well. Handball to Notting. Handball back to Johnson. Handball inside for Hedlund Risky. Chopped off by Didak. He's caught in a standing tackle. Play on, says umpire Allen. Now he whistles for a bounce between wing and half forward for Collingwood. Outer side. 7 minutes final term. Still no change. Still Lions by 4 points.
It's as black as a dog's guts over the top of the stand. The hand pass came out to Loney. Loney kicked it forward, and here's Rocker.
Good kicking.
Rocker can line up with his fifth.
Yeah, well done, Anthony. Take responsibility on yourself.
This will be the making of this player. If he can be a general and lead Collingwood's march towards this year's premiership, Rocker will line it up for his fifth. He is the man on the mark. Mel Michael 44 metres out. Rocker is on a 45-degree angle. This stadium will erupt in unison if this goes through. So Rocker, he takes a breath. He always takes bloody breaths. But this is the most important kick in his life. Anthony, this can bring the house down. He's missed it! For Christ's sake, what would he like if he kicked the bloody thing?
Well, it's like Clipper back in the prelim final, Terry.
Well, I tell you, he thought he kicked it. You should have seen the expression on his face.
Johnson brings it back into play. Brisbane's lead 3 points, and he finds Chris Scott. Scott goes short for Hart, marks centre half back. Oh, what tension, what drama, what emotion being expended here. 8.5 minutes final term. 3 points the difference in the grand final. Hard kicks long to the outer wing. Brown long lead. Good mark.
Great play.
Just work yourself to the front for a chest mark.
Now Brisbane looking to build. Brown to half forward. Keating back. He'll get it.
The umpire fell over.
McBurney
He didn't
will
see it. You idiot.
Touched off the boot. Touched off the boot. Will have a bounce. He has paid.
No, the umpire upfield has called it touched. The umpire signalled touched. It wasn't touched. It was a clean mark.
Ball tossed in the air. Umpire McBurney slipped at the wrong time. Michael Voss goes down. Scramble. Black. Handball. Notting will run onto it. 50 out on the boundary. Notting. High kick to the pocket. Clement sees it over. Out on the full. Collingwood free.
I think, to be fair, the umpire in the midfield was saying it was touched down at the marking contest, that McKee had put a hand on it. Jeez, it was a big call, but a pretty ordinary time for the umpire to fall over.
Clement goes short. Johnson of Collingwood marks. Has some room. Runs 15 metres. Kicks to midfield for Fraser. Can he get involved? No. Drops the mark. But Ferris is tackled. Handballs though to Scotland. Handball to Lucuria. Chance now. Lucuria handball. Prestigiacomo. Kick towards half forward. Lands 55 out. Tarrant. Handball off. Lucuria needs a runner. Handball. Scotland. Handball. O'Brien about to be mown down. Handball. Scotland. 49 out. Scotland unloads to the goal square. Collingwood mark. Fraser's got it a metre out, but it will be a tight angle. And a man down on confidence, you wouldn't necessarily say he's going to kick this goal. He will be 10 metres out, but a metre in from the boundary. Right forward pocket. Man on the mark, Mal Michael, could lean back and touch the goal post. Fraser, biggest kick of his life to give his team the lead in the grand final. Little banana kick. Goal! Fraser's kicked his third. What poise there from the young 20-year-old. Collingwood 9-11-65. Brisbane 8-14-62. Rebel Sports scoreboard, and it's pouring down at the MCG.
It certainly is, and the wind has certainly picked up as well. And it's a really swirl of wind, claiming no end at all.
If there's a footy god, he's just opened up the heavens.
He has.
Ackermanis looks like he's going to go on ball, I would say now. Sean Hart to the forward pocket.
This will be the biggest fairy tale you've ever seen, and Collingwood come again with Buckley. He bounces out of the centre. He runs to the 50 and kicks a long, long ball down at Tarrant. Punched away down by White and conceding it as Johnson. Brisbane are under the greatest pressure they've ever been under. This will be a fairy tale win if Collingwood can just hang on. Collingwood at 9-12-66, 4 points ahead of the Lions, 62. The ball goes out there in streaming rain, and the mark has been taken by Notting. So Notting on the right half-back flank gets it off down there towards Brad Scott. Brisbane have left all their form in Brisbane. They have been outplayed, outbustled. The Scott goes across there. Oh, it was tough to his brother. And Chris Scott ran on to half-back and kicked it long to Mel Michaels. And Mel Michaels marked it on the left half-forward flank. Mel Michaels marked it. Collingwood flooding down. Now he'll go inboard and find White. Rain just absolutely flying down from the heavens. White kicked a long ball inside 50. It goes down to Luke Power. Punched away down there by Freeborn. This is Nigel Lappin. Got it out to little boy Hart, who hand passed to Power, who got it to Voss. Voss has picked it up, kicked it down to the edge of the square and punched away by McKee. 4-8 behind. Free kick.
He's done it again. He's paid a free kick for holding. He indicated Alistair Lynch in the marking contest had his jumper held.
Rex, what is your boy Matthew doing?
Well, Wakeland's not watching the ball at all, but it didn't look like he was holding a jumper. This is big. This is a big kick on goal here.
Can you imagine the responsibility of this young man giving these free kicks? He is standing up, has the courage of his convictions, and Lynch can put Brisbane in front. at the front row end of the stadium. Goal! Brisbane are back in front. Lions are 9-14-68. Collingwood are 9-12-66. 4 goals to Lynch. 4 goals to Rocker. The ball game is alive and well here at the MCG. Where's me bloody pen?
I don't know, Rex, but it just looked like the old SBS movie as you described earlier. Hard to see a free kick. Not sure how they're going in the coach's box, Terry. My gut's just churning just sitting here. I've got nothing to win or lose.
It's a fair bit of history for both these coaches as well. For 3 premierships.
Oh, shocking throw.
Brisbane back in front. Keating wins it down. Brown knocks it on. Ackermanis and Lacuria run onto it. Good use of the body, Lacuria. Freeborn takes it. Handball to Burns. Kicks Collingwood to half forward. Ashcroft knocks it down to Mal Michael. Point of the square half back. Has time to steady. The former Magpie. Kicks to half forward and Brown. Prestigiacomo leaned into him. Ball goes to ground. Michael Voss hurries a kick near the boundary line. Over for a throw in. 55 around from the Brisbane goal.
Terry, what do you do with Jason Ackermanis? Every time he's near the ball, he's just going to ground. Starcevic is out talking to him at the moment. His brain's not in gear.
I'd put him 10 metres out from goals.
Yeah, I'm with you, Terry.
Just working. One action gets you a victory.
He's not running, boys. I reckon he's injured. Yeah.
Boundary throw in. Keating wins it down. Lockyer had it. Lost it. Collingwood defence under pressure. Buckley handball. Here's Acker now on ground level. Handball stolen away by Lockyer. His kick smothered. Grubbers to the line. Finds it. Throw in. 70 around for the Brisbane goal.
Who's down for Brisbane Lions?
I reckon it's got to the stage where next goal wins. If Brisbane would kick a goal, she's over. And if Collingwood win, I can't see Brisbane getting it
Ackermanis
again.
is definitely limping, boys. Look at his groin injury here because he's had a sore groin the last couple of weeks. Hasn't kicked the ball
I'm
right
with
through.
Terry. Put him to the square. He might kick you a goal.
Rain has stopped. 15 minutes final term. Brisbane by 2 points. Throw in. Collingwood take it. Loney handball to Buckley. Hurries a kick to the wing. Bouncing ball. Ashcroft reading it well. Gathers it. No, lost it. It's like a cake of soap. Ball spills to Notting. He paddles it back to White. He's mowed down high and will take a free kick defensive side of the outer wing.
They've got to get Ackermanis out of the middle. He cannot run, boys.
Darryl White to take it. Brisbane's lead 2 points.
This is the championship moments in football. The long ball by White down to Brown, punched away by him. Stacks on the mill. Buckley came through. An underground pass. It went down to Tarrant. He put it up and under. Nigel Lappin is there. Punched away over the top there by Batheris. It went to Scotland. Scotland got it to Loney. Loney hand pass to Burns. Burns has got Lacuria!
That's
Ackermanis won't run. He's got to come off the ground.
You got to get him up. Lacuria could and should put Collingwood back in front.
Have they got anyone there to stick on, Dipper?
Well, the bench is down to
Shattuck.
Yeah, Shattuck, and that's about it, right?
Ackermanis off. Should have come off earlier. He's just not giving anything at the moment.
What a fantastic time we're all having. The woofer valve is working as it's Lacuria. It's up the side of his boot. It's out of play in the left forward pocket for Collingwood. Rebel Sports scoreboard. Collingwood 9-12-66. Route 66. Lions are 9-14-68. Beef and black bean as the ball comes spinning back into play. In front is Fraser, from behind is Paul Keating.
He's been great.
Keating thumped it over and the ball went over the boundary line into the 18th minute in the 2002 grand final, and Brisbane are in front by 2 points. Collingwood are delirious. They desperately want a goal.
Throw in from the side. McKee knocks it down. Leppich sends it back over the line, and Brisbane have worked it 40 metres around. Boundary throw in.
Craig McRae also running with Shattuck on the bench here, so
Gee,
That's a good swap.
Craig McRae, get him on and get Ackermanis off.
Nearly 18 minutes gone. 40 around from the Collingwood goal. Fraser and Keating to contest the throw in. Fraser wins it down. Brisbane at ground level. Johnson tied up. A bounce coming up on 50 for the Magpies. Surely, yes. Umpire McBurney with the whistle.
I reckon, with the exception of a couple of those free kicks that have resulted in goals, umpire's been pretty good.
Yeah, not bad.
Brisbane by 2 points. 18 minutes final term. Ball tossed in the air. Fraser wins it down straight to Black of Brisbane. Handballs to the line. Will he find it? Leon Davis trying to keep it in. He cannot. Throw in 60 around from the Collingwood goal.
Ted Hopkins could, well, Leon Davis could be the new Ted Hopkins.
He's just come off the bench, so he'd be very fresh.
He'd be fresh, all right. And keen.
Boundary throw in from the side, but Theris wins it down. Michael Voss gets there before Leon Davis. Kicks high to the outer wing for Brown. Prestigiacomo the spoil. Near the boundary line on the outer wing. Ackermanis is there, can't get it. Brown likewise. Lockyer was held, no free kick. Clement is there working over it. Handball to Lockyer. Kick to half forward, no one home. Nodding marks for Brisbane, and he will soak up some seconds. Centres it for Marcus Ashcroft, and he marks in the centre square.
Well played, Didak. He just had to pick him up earlier. He acted a yard too late, and they got a free possession, and Michael on his own.
19 minutes final term. Ashcroft goes to Mal Michael. He takes the mark and gets by Rocker.
And runs around and kicks a 25-metre kick down there towards White. White marks it in front of Buckley. White's in the centre of the square, and he's got to lead Ackermanis. Ackermanis is too far out to score. He'll look to pass it off. He's now gone back. The ball's still very wet. He's on his left boot. He kicks a long ball to the edge of the square. McKee's there. It sounded like Bruce Mansfield. And the ball went over the behind line for a minor score. Rebel Sports scoreboard. Lions at 9:15.69. Lemon chicken. Collingwood at 9:12.66. Steamed vegetables.
Could take the draw out of the equation, that behind. So 3 behind's the difference. About to tick into time on. Coming off for Collingwood will be Glenn Freeborn. Let's get a quick chat from the boys.
I just think when Brisbane have a shot outside 50 like that, someone's got to go and man up McKee, because all that happens the whole time is that he just goes back and sits in front of Lynch, and they just don't look likely to get through.
But the long kick to Lynch just hasn't worked at any stage. The one where they got on top for 5 minutes in the second quarter was when they short passed it 30 metres out. There's always a hole there. If McKee's dropping back, it means that Keating is at least free.
Margin has not got to double figures all day, and now in time on to the final quarter, it's Brisbane by 3 points. Lockyer chips to himself. Scotland replaced Freeborn. Lockyer goes long. Brisbane with numbers. Keating the fist away. Goes after it again. Dives on it. Voss about to be caught. Scramble. Should be a bounce. McKee. Handball to Burns. Collingwood break it open. Burns charging through the midfield. Kicks to full forward. Rocker! Couldn't bring it down. Brisbane do well. Now Michael hacks it out of midair near the boundary line, and it's over.
He has been sensational, Mal Michael. He has been unbelievable.
In these conditions, so you don't have to grab the ball, just get it forward as you did there.
Just starting to win some clearances around the pack, so Collingwood, they have got the run. There's plenty of space because they're keeping their forward line right deep.
3 points the difference in the 2002 grand final. Kicked in midair by Buckley. Mal Michael thumped it again. It went out to Simon Black. Black now on his right foot, which is his wrong foot, to the centre wing. Lockyer. The ball came out there to Brown, but Luke Power has got it, and he kicked it to Michael Voss, who marked it. Voss has got it. They're building Brisbane. They need to run into space. Voss goes to the right half forward flank looking for Lynch. Lynch is up, punched away by Shane Wakeland, and the boundary line is the solace for Collingwood. Precious moments kicking away. About 6 minutes to go in the grand final for this year, and Collingwood are desperately trying to get in turn. 3 points is the lead by Brisbane. The ball now spinning back into play. This is where you either live or die. The ball out there and stacks on the mill. This is what sport is all about, and this is what the players train for. This is the moment.
Well, the paper today had a comparison between Lee Matthews and Michael Voss. He's a hell of a player, Michael Voss.
He's fantastic. And if Collingwood win, I reckon Shane Wakeland's a massive chance for the medal.
From the ball being tossed in the air, scramble near the line, 14 players there diving on it, trying to knock it out. We'll have a bounce. 60 out from the Brisbane goal. 91,817 the attendance today. 91,817. Not one person has left.
Still over 5 minutes of play remaining. This is why coaches talk about the little things. One mistake can cost you a flag.
Free kick to Brisbane. Matthew James again, the umpire.
He doesn't mind playing him, Jamesy.
He's got the courage of his convictions because he likes getting involved. I'll give him that.
Lappin's got it. 5:15 to go. Lappin, long to full forward. Brisbane by 3 points. Lynch couldn't get it. Johnson of Collingwood at ground level hurries a kick away. All Brisbane nodding. Handball, Black about to be caught. Back to Notting. This could be it. Notting the handball over the top. Won't reach Brown. Collingwood defence holding up. 50 out from the Brisbane goal. Buckley's got it. Slips. Throws it out. O'Brien tackled. Leon Davis. Crunch. Brisbane have got it. Brad Scott. High kick to the goal square. Lynch couldn't get it. Ackermanis to be the hero for Brisbane. He kicks. He has kicked. A goal.
Left foot.
He has been down all day, last year's Brownlow medalist. But cometh the hour. Cometh the man. He's kicked a goal and Brisbane could be home. 9 points their lead. The biggest lead of the day. 24 minutes final term. 10, 15, 75. Collingwood, 9, 12, 66.
Well, that's where he's going to do his damage, right down close towards goals. Ackermanis. Voss's effort over here just at half forward was just magnificent.
Hang on, Collingwood supporters. You're not done yet. A quick goal here, and you're still in with a chance.
So the ball back in the centre. Keating, how good's he been? But Collingwood won't lay down. Buckley, sensational Buckley. The ball came out to Marcus Ashcroft. Ashcroft hand passed it back defensive to Johnson. Johnson goes bang to the orange roughly and Leppich has got it.
Luke Powell by himself.
Leppich has got it. He'll give it across to Ashcroft. And Ashcroft has got it.
Too early to close it there.
It is too early. There is no doubt it's too early. So Ashcroft is there.
Johnson back here.
He's going to go back to Johnson. They're going to run it off the half-back line.
Wet ball, high possession. You lose it. It's a goal. You're back under pressure. Mick Moldhouse, Rex is screaming to his players, you've got to go man on man. Not a yard away, not a metre.
Well, it's even Stevens. If you get a man, they can't be on their own. A long ball down. Keating was pushed. McKee went up. Brown's got it. Brown hand passes to Voss. Voss kicks it inside 50. Lynch and Wakeman. It's been all day. A free kick to Lynch.
No, Collingwood.
No. Advantage. He
Free
kicked
kick,
it.
Collingwood. Collingwood free.
I don't believe it.
Collingwood free against Lynch onto Wakeman.
Should have been play on. And Wakeman kicks it off the half-back line.
He's got Lucuria marks on the defensive 50. Collingwood rebound. Lucuria to Burns. Marks on the wing. 25-30 gone. Burns to half forward. Rocker back there. Tarrant back there. Tarrant dives on it. Chris Scott takes it away. Well done. Handball to Michael Voss. They're lifting now. Voss to Ackermanis. The Stars combine and Ackermanis marks. He'll go short to half forward. Bad kick though. Opens the door for Collingwood. Ben Johnson caught high. Free kick. Advantage play on. No, it'll come back. It was shot. Should come back. Play on. Lockyer's got it now. Kicks to the outer wing. Michael Voss taking a budget highway mark of the day.
Sergeant Noel Smith.
He's a superstar. And he's hurt himself.
Seventh possession in the last quarter it would have been.
He might have cramped up or hurt his lower right leg.
No, looks like cramping up there.
26 minutes gone. Brisbane by 9 points.
He's done a knee, I reckon.
Cramp.
9-point Brisbane lead.
He doesn't cramp.
Ackermanis has just got to stop doing those one kicks off the, of no movement.
Collingwood have got a man up. Channel 10 have taken off the time clock. You think 2 to 3 minutes to go.
26-29 down.
Michael Voss will drive Brisbane long. 9 points their lead. He kicks to half forward. Off hands, where are the Rovers? Keating takes it. Handball stolen by Batheris. Kicks to the wing for Burns. Handball to Clement. Collingwood away. Here's their chance. Clement to Loney. The youngster runs to 60. Kicks to the goal square. Leppich and Fraser. Ball knocked over the boundary line. Throw in 5 metres around from the Collingwood behind post.
Worked better when Fraser's had Leppich up going to the contest and then using the space behind rather than being just sitting one out in the goal square.
Yeah, it was a good effort by Leppich. He hasn't had a great game, but he had to stand up there.
If the Magpies are to pinch it, you fancy they must goal here. 27 minutes gone. Boundary throw in. Michael wins it down. Chris Scott again takes it. Kicks for the boundary line and finds it. Gain 50 metres. Throw in 60 around from the Collingwood goal.
Brisbane backline just incredible in this last quarter. They have not made a mistake. They've got 2 minutes to see themselves up as the greatest side that we've seen this century.
Mal Michael's been sensational, as I said before, Jared. Just unbelievable.
This is what you play for. This is why Oh, you train your guts out. Blood, sweat and tears. The last final moments. Betheris kicked it inside. Nick Davis. Up goes Mel Michael. Davis has got it, but it came out to Brad Scott. Scott now out of 50. Running in the race for the ball is Lacuria. Right on his hammer, little boy Clark. Little boy Hart can't get it. Lacuria's there. Lacuria giving every ounce he's got, but they tie him up. The ball out the back. Last roll of the dice for Collingwood coming up, but I think they might be in trouble, Collingwood, as Power gets it, kicks a long ball to the left half forward flank and it'll trickle out. It will trickle out.
Lacuria and Hart running side by side, two blokes almost cut of the same cloth.
I don't know whether it was the right expression that he was rooted, but I think that was the right thing. He felt that way.
We've had 20 boundary throw-ins this quarter. It'll go for a bit longer.
28 and a half minutes gone. Half forward for Brisbane from the throw-in Black. Handball stolen away. Clement knocks it to Buckley. The Collingwood skipper fumbles it as well. He's spent. He's exhausted. He's caught by Brad Scott. Black, the handball to Michael Voss. Handball to Headland. 60 out on the boundary. He fumbles it as well. Still inside the line. Handball to Brad Scott. Caught. Collingwood should take it. O'Brien. Handball to Freeborn. Kicks to the wing. Chris Scott lowers there. What a 5 minutes he's had. Chris Scott marks and that could be it.
Slow it up, Chris.
Chris Scott will go short to Hart after a while if his options have been exhausted. 29-10 gone. He goes to Ashcroft. Collingwood not manning up. Brisbane just moments away from back-to-back premierships. They lead by 9 points. Ashcroft goes backwards 20 metres to Hart. He takes the mark.
You can just see the Collingwood players' faces that maybe this one has just slipped away from them.
Could not be more than 90 seconds to go. Hart on the wing. Will kick it long. Will hug the boundary line. If it's forced out, they won't mind. Brown is there. Keating knocks it down. Near the line. It's over. Stop the clock. 29:40 gone. Brisbane by 9 points. Hanging on grimly.
I think you look at the 1 point and you'd have to say Michael Voss at centre half back when he put his body on the line is a difference in this game.
From the throw-in, Burns takes it but is brought down. Brisbane Lions there in numbers, but Collingwood steal it. Ben Johnson away. Is there time? Johnson to Davis. He marks 60 out. The pride of the Lions have done it again. The Brisbane Lions win back-to-back premierships after the most engrossing, captivating struggle you will ever see. Not once during the game did the margin reach double figures, and they've won it. Lee Matthews enhances his reputation as one of the greats of the game.